Welcome in, everyone. We're back with I Was a Teenage Exocolonist once more. This is our second playthrough, our round 2, and last time we saved people. We've been saving people left and right and center. We are the bravest, most heroic person of the day. Also, we're trying to make friends, gain skills, and work our way up to saving our dad. Because we are made of heroic stuff today. All right. We are 11. No, we're 12 now. We just turned 12. Beginning of age 12. We are an any, all, they, them, of, somewhere in the middle of a tomboyish style. And we are, well, friends with just about everybody to some degree. Some more than others. We're best friends with Dis. We're definitely getting there with Annie, Nem, and Cal. Tange is fighting it. Tammy would never, and Mars is Mars. And we are hydrating, apparently. Thank you, Raptor Squeak, for the hydrate. It's coffee at the moment, but yes, the water is on the way. If I sound a little rough, it's just because I have been talking far too much. No. Trying to turn the brain on. Decision making not so good right now. Please keep me from doing stupid. We need to keep daring Dis, see how far the dares go. Also worth trying out Tammy's personal skill thing, just to see what she's up to since she wasn't around last time. No, it's not a pollen issue on my end. It's a I have been talking far too much issue. Because, like, I read for 3 hours straight, and then I have social obligations, so it's just me, like, basically. Alright, you guys, you can decide that it's pollen, but it's not. I don't go outside. Apparently, I have the shimmer. May has the shimmer. Oh no. Alright. I don't do playing, Tange says, watching Anemone and some of the other children tear through the colony chasing after a sports ball. Why would I put effort into chasing around a dumb ball, getting sweaty and tired? For fun? She shudders. I would rather spend my time doing something important. Yep, that's our Tange. Well, we might go do something fun. You don't see Nem. She sees you first. Tag! She exclaims, pouncing you from behind. You're it! Well, thanks. May dies for Vertumna, an honorable sacrifice. I mean, you are not incorrect, Winter Fairy. I do have some slight amount of hay fever allergies that I do suffer from, which just generally means that I sneeze far more often during certain seasons than I otherwise would. But that's the extent of my allergic reaction to things like pollen and like pet dander and stuff. I am not I am not anywhere close to what geranium goes through. Nope. But this is very much me just having a lot of talking. Because I'm a quiet person in real life. You guys are the people I talk to absolutely the most. And I mostly just talk at you guys, so... Bestie. You hear Dis sniffling, and you find him tucked into a leeward alcove of the walls. He stumbles to his feet when he sees you approach. What do you want? He scowls. Did Mars send you? Tange, I'm not going back. I'm not just going to do what people tell me. Hey. I don't have the thing that you would want. But, friendo, I'm here. Please. I am your friend. Please don't shut me out. Please. Mom! I do have something I should be doing right now, Mom. Yes, you are correct. I'm so sorry for bothering you. Dad! I won't take it for granted, Dad, but please stop dying. Cal. Ooh. The sound of hammering rings throughout the garden, and you find Cal helping your mom build a row of raised garden beds. Turns out some of the earth plants don't grow so great here, so we're gonna see if this helps, he says, taking a break to rub his face. Your mom stifles a laugh at the smear of dirt it leaves across his cheeks. Your mom says we gotta worry about the nitrogen levels soon, but that hopefully we'll be eating just plants that grow here before then. Oh boy. Ooh, we got medicinal roots. I could give them to Dis right now. Royal blue or peacock? Mars asks, holding up two different jackets. Or should I just recycle both and have the shop nano print a different color entirely? She folds both bat jackets over her arm and sighs. Or a different material? Translucent, maybe? Ugh, so many choices. At least I have more than enough kudos to burn. She is her own economy, unfortunately. Tammy appears to be knitting a long thing. It looks like a scarf, but she sees your confusion and giggles, covering her mouth. I know we have nanoprinters, and I know it doesn't really get cold enough here to need a scarf, but I just thought it's a good skill to practice. She's not incorrect. All right. Hey, friend. Oh, he's poking a dead Hopeye. I know you didn't, but does this interest you? Yeah. I have no idea what plant they come from. I just find them around. Friendo. Like, come on. We're friends, man. Don't do this to me. All right, I have a lot of stress. We have been working on, like, biology. Getting bravery up enough more would be good, but also we might want to just... Yeah, I was getting at biology for Dad. Because I think we need biology to get the prompt to find the samples for the shimmer. So, what's our empathy at? Our empathy is at a 12. But I was getting biology up for Dad because we only have a few years to fix him. And I want to be on it. I want this shit knocked out of the park. So let me get biology up to at least 20, and then we will probably hunker down Tammy and do some of that. So let's study some life sciences, shall we? Uh-oh. You should have known better, Tangent, you hear as you walk past the laboratory. Curious, you listen at the door. Chief Engineer Instant sighs. I know you meant well, but your presumption has cost us 3 months of work. You can't simply look at an experiment and change the parameters to your liking. Getting results is not the same as doing good science. Your findings, however scientifically interesting, are useless to us without sound methodological underpinnings. We've got plenty of time to fix him. Mom goes first. We just need to be sure to do both before it's too late. Yeah, I know. But we need biology. And since I'm a little too stressed out to go out in the field, and I've cleared the field anyway, well, I did last year, so it's back again, but still, like, we're doing this. Tanja's response is more subdued than you've ever heard her before. I'm sorry, Chief Engineer, she mumbles, looking down at the floor. I recognize the error of my ways. I should hope so. Instance replies, pinching the bridge of her nose in her fingers. I'll expect you in the lab first thing tomorrow morning, and I will personally supervise your work in resetting the experiment. You flatten it against the wall as Instance breezes past you, barely giving you a second look as she strides down the hallway. You poke your head inside the laboratory where Tanj scowls and wipes her eyes. What do you want? Well, we don't have the empathy nor the reasoning to do either of those. So, do we ask, or do we just be like, hey, you want to hang out? Because she doesn't want to. What do we think, chat? ask. I don't think it'll go great, but it's showing an interest rather than asking her to leave what she likes doing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure do you want to hang out is the wrong answer all the way around. Pretty sure. Hey, what were you working on? Tanja sighs and rubs her eyes harder. Something I've been working on with Chief Engineer Instance, she replies. I'm not supposed to talk about it, and I don't want to talk about it. Losing the data was my fault, Tanj continues. I wanted to prove I'm not the little kid from biology class, that I'm ready to work hard and really make great discoveries. Dr. Instance has always been there for me when I was a kid, and now, with my mother gone, she's the only adult in this colony who sees what I could become. She believes that I can be better than what I am. It's always been that way. I just really want to impress her. Hey, you will. Don't push yourself too hard is the wrong answer because she's determined. So, like, just being confident that she will do it is going to help her. You will. I certainly hope so. Tangent, we know that you will. We know it. I am confident in this. Ooh, we got interesting. Well, this is all the fours, obviously. Like, quite literally all the fours. That was trivially super gold. I wonder. A 32? This is just 1 point more. How funny. We're up to a 15 now. Uh-oh. You wake up from your last reoccurring dream, a monster crushing the colony gates and stampeding through the square. You try different strategies every night. This time you ran away from it and hid. It worked out a lot better than the dreams where you try to fight it. When you wake up, there are tears drying on your face. It felt real enough that for a moment you just lie in bed with your eyes closed and try to calm your breathing. You blurrily rub your eyes and... Surprise! Oh, it's your birthday. Your dad leaps into your bed and gives you a big cuddle. Happy birthday, little tomato head. 12 years old. Wow, can you believe it? No, your mom answers for you, laughing as she hands you your presents. It was just yesterday antecedent was showing me how to change your diaper. Because it's your birthday, your parents have brought in food from the canteen so you can all eat together on your bed. As you stuff your face with savory tofu chunks, you open your presents. Which one is your favorite? The bouquet of exotic flowers from our mom? A stuffed xenofauna toy from our dad? Or the photo phoner from our best friend, which we did last time and, like, basically never used. These two will add... Well, these two are gear, which we don't have enough gear slots to make use of, really. And this is a collectible. Did have a couple of uses, opening options to use your photo phoner, but yeah, not very often. We, like, did not ever do that once, so honestly, I might just skip on the gear and go for the collectible. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the flower. They're exotic because they came from Earth. I saved these seeds in cold storage for over 20 years just for this day, your mom says proudly. These are the first Earth flowers to bloom on Vertumna. White Astrantia. She pinches your cheek. They're special, just like you. As your dad clears away the wrapping paper and the dishes from breakfast, your mom folds her hands on the table and gives you a serious look. Uh-oh. So, we've been here 2 years now. I know your dad and I have always said you're in charge of your schedule, but we have been keeping an eye on you. A loving eye, your dad interjects, stuffing wrapping paper into the recycler pickup bin. A trusting, gentle eye. Your mom leans in threateningly. You haven't made it easy for us, Rin. Don't think I wasn't serious about putting a tracking chip in your ear. Your dad joins you again. So, it's time to start thinking about how you're going to contribute to the colony when you're older. At the look on your face, he laughs. Don't worry, we're not going to make you get a job right now. We're just asking what you want to be when you grow up. So, we don't have the reasoning to say a teacher like Professor Hal, but that was the choice we made last time. We could be like, I want to follow in your footsteps. A farmer like you two. A parent with like 10 kids. Captain of the sports ball team, because we have the toughness for it this year. Or this time. A famous idol. A monster hunter. A governor. Not that we have the persuasion for it. Or do I have to decide right now? Turns out that this conversation doesn't cause you to have that career in game end. That's down to what you actually do. It does give you ideas about what's possible, though, so say what you like. Allison, welcome in. I'm glad you could make it today. And also, never apologize to me for missing a stream. Real life happens, my girl. You're always welcome here, and we're always happy to see you, but real life is real life, you know? Well, I don't believe this is the I'm gonna become a farmer like mom and dad run. I actually think we're gonna end up being a surveyor this time. Captain of the sports ball team, totally doable. But you know, I would rather see Nem do that. I think she'd be very happy doing that. A famous idol, that's a Mars answer. I am not. No, absolutely not. A monster hunter? More like a monster wrangler. I'm dying for you to find my boy, so when I miss him, I'm like, I know what if she found him today. We're not that far in the game. We're only at age 12. Monster hunter is a vase answer? Yeah, it very much is. Monster wrangler? Yes. Monster hunter? Not so much. It's not like I wouldn't mind being a professor, but I don't currently have the reasoning for that. I'm like a point away from being able to take that answer. And Governor Vertumna, I'm like a point away from having that answer open. It's so funny. I wouldn't want to do either of those anyways this run. So I actually think a parent with like 10 kids is going to be my answer this time. I know that this doesn't set in stone that that's a thing that's going to happen, but like I think my parents would be very proud of me regardless. I am brave enough to answer something ridiculous like that. Yeah. You'd think with my bravery, I'd go monster hunter, but I don't actually want to hunt the monsters. A parent with like 10 kids. You can't help but babble. Auntie Cedin has 5 kids, but you think 10 is a better number. You've already chosen names for all of them. The oldest will be Quintessence, then Palimpsest, Pally for short, then Turquoise, then Salvia, or Sequester if it's a boy. Your mom's eyebrows shoot up to her hairline. Really? She stammers, you don't want to be a scientist or an explorer or anything? Your dad pats her shoulder. Now, Flulu. He says, that's a very Earth attitude. You're right, your mom replies, then turns back to you. Having children is a very important job for a fledgling colony like ours. People who want to have children should have as many as they want. That's how we'll know we're strong. Well, your mom starts to get up. I'm sure your friends all want to wish you happy birthday. She stops and snaps her fingers. Oh, you might not have considered a career as a depot clerk, but Al and Bernie mentioned their daughter Mars is working there and she needs some help. Now that people can freely order luxuries, it's pretty busy there. Al and Bernie are Mars's dads. Sure beats shoveling dirt, your dad laughs. If you don't take that job, you tell Mars I'll be right there. Your mom rolls her eyes and smiles. I really wish he would take that job so that he could be indoors during freaking pollen season. This planet is like a body, Tange muses, and we are a foreign invader, much like a virus. Also like a virus, we seek to appropriate the systems of this planet for our own gain, co-opting its growing cycles, using its resources to build, etc. She crosses her arms and looks thoughtfully towards the wilderness. Is it any wonder we've prompted an immune response? Hello, this is the answer. This is precisely what's happening. She's 11 and she knows this. 11! I'm so stressed. It's fine. Uh-oh. Tag! We're it. Tag, you're it, Nem. No, no one sent me. I'm just your friend. Please stop pushing me away. Yes, I adore you. Mom? I just need your love and attention, Mom, because you're wonderful. Dad? I would love to give you a hand, Dad, but unfortunately I don't have animals at 80. Hey, Cal. Cal is lying in the scrub grass at the edge of the garden, staring up at the sky. He blinks at you as your shadow passes over him. Hey, Rin, he says, smiling around a stalk of grass between his teeth. You ever just take some time and appreciate this place? We got sky and clouds and rain and wind. After growing up on the Strato, it all seems pretty magical. There are two kinds of people in this colony. The people in the colony who are in wonder at the awe of an alien nature, and the people who are terrified of it. Oh, hey, Rin, Mars says, breezing past you. I'm sorry I can't talk right now. I'm on my way to work in command. She stops when you don't sound amazed enough. You know, the supply T-bow, she clarified. It's the most important job in the whole colony. Anything that gets made here goes through me first. Mars's smug smile gets somehow even more smug. Plus, I get to pick first pick of all the best stuff. Less than 20 rebellion or friendship greater than 10. Wow, Mars, that's amazing. You lay it on really thick how Mars is just so cool, how everything she does is totally great, and how she's obviously the most important person in the colony. You're going to start a Mars fan club in her honor. She just laughs. Nice try, Rin, but thanks for the compliments. Then she just leaves, without even offering to help get you a job. Drat. Sucking up to Mars didn't work. What's next? Having to actually ask for what you want? Ugh. Maybe you could try ask again later. Oh, Mars. We don't have the kudos to buy anything at the store, so let's just talk to Tammy, because she's lovely and wonderful. Tammy is waiting for you at the door to the lounge and cheerfully thrusts a stack of lovingly wrapped tiffins into your hands. They're still warm. Special delivery, fresh from the kitchens, she says. Eat up. You pop open a tiffin and see that Tammy has sculpted the rice to look like a rabbit, complete with little seats for eyes. Oh, Tammy. Oh, Tam Tam. And she's alive. Yes. She's alive. Her dad's alive. Professor Hal is alive. I saved them all. I saved them all. We're working towards other people now. We have Uticott, we have Dad, we have Mom. I have been informed that I cannot save Kombucha, but we'll try anyway. Like, Right now we're getting our biology up because I feel like I'm going to need the biology to be up to save Dad. So we're doing some life science studies so that we can go out in the field and find the samples. I'm trying to prep in advance right now. So, Rin, can you come see me in class? Professor Hal pulls you aside in the hall, congruent sliding along beside him. You follow him cautiously. Don't worry, he smiles, you're not in trouble. Far from it, in fact. He grabs your hand and shakes it firmly. I never thanked you for, well, saving my life, he chuckles. Aw. Professor Hal and I are very grateful for your bravery, Congruent says, though you should have been in the creche. Just this once, it is good for you to disobey orders. Did they find the thing that attacked you? Ah, Hal looks unsure. No? But Congruence filled the engineering wing with sulfury fluoride for a few days, fumigated the place. Hopefully that got it, whatever it was. Hal winks. Good thing you were helping me in the classroom when the attack started, right? He laughs and leans back against his desk, inadvertently sitting on something that pops and gives off a shower of acrid-smelling sparks. Whoops, he says, leaping away from his desk. Danger lurks everywhere, Rin. Keep your head on a swivel. Yeah. They did not half-ass the measures to ensure that that thing would not be getting Hal again. Well, that was easy. Heck yeah. Yeah, if we had had that the first round when we were actually, like, a mental genius, it would have been great, but no. We have it now. It's still nice, though. Super goal, let's go. Could care less about the kudos. All right. Biology's at 19, so we only really need to do... I might do it to the first perk. Oh, hey, Tangent has an event. Let's go. Tangent is standing still with her face held up to the sky, letting blue snowflakes land on her cheeks. They melt almost immediately. She doesn't move as you approach. After a minute, she winces and rubs her eyes. It stings, she says, because it's made of acid. Acid snow? Tangent nods. Professor Hal says it isn't harmful, and it is an important part of the natural cycle here. It freezes at 12 degrees Celsius and turns into tiny crystals that are so heavy they fall from the clouds. You can see them under a microscope. She sticks her tongue out and lets some of the flakes fall on it. It tastes kind of sour, but sweet, she observes. Fascinating. Tange pulls a sample jar out of her coat. We know what it's made of, but our understanding is incomplete, she says, and places the jar on an outcropping of rocks. The big mushrooms changed in shape and color before the snow began to fall. I wonder, is there some sort of signal that precedes the changing of the seasons? What happens if I expose samples collected in dust season to snow from quiet season? A small, excited smile creeps across Tange's face. There's so much to learn about this planet. I can't wait. You and your brother are so much alike. Tange narrows her eyes. Yes, we used to get that a lot, she says. I guess it's still true, if you think sneaking out of the colony is the same as valid scientific research. She frowns at you. He's so dumb. She mutters and shoves her hands under her arms. He only cares about feelings, especially his own. Oh, girl. That's not what it is at all. Yeah, still doesn't do playing. Nem is building something that could be a snowman, if it ever actually snowed here. It sloughs off to the side and she pouts. It's not sticky enough. Silly girl, he's named for feelings. Yes, he is. Bold words from a woman who had to have you go out and collect samples for her. Exactly. Exactly. If only the twins would get on the same page, they would complement each other so well. Dis is scrolling through a novel on his hollow palm, completely checked out of the world around him. He startles when you tap his shoulder. "Jeez, Rin," he grumbles, gesturing to close his novel. You catch a few lines about a dragon before the screen disappears. Dis flips up his collar and turns away. "Can't you tell when someone's busy?" "Dude, I just wanted to hang." Yes, Mom. I'll get right on it. Love you." If your mom already said no, I agree with her, your dad says without looking up from his work. I know you two disagree about things, but she's still your mom. Dad, I was not in any way asking you for permission over Mom. I just wanted to hug you. Still can't, but I want to. Hey, Cal. Yep, the world is pretty magical. It's pretty magical indeed. Mars? Your dads are so uncool. Mars, do your homework. Mars, you should help out more. Mars, we're gonna cut off your allowance. She scoffs, as if, right? That money is mine. I earn it. With a toss of her hair over her shoulder, she seems above it all entirely. Doing what? Do you even have to ask? My presence enlives this dreary colony. I'm their beloved daughter. They owe me. Hey, I found something you might like. At the right angle, I can see my face in it. Beautiful. All right, cool. So about the depot. Oh, you want to hear more? She humps and tosses her hair over her shoulder. You know, it's a lot of work. I practically run the whole command center. Requisitions and nanoprinting are the backbone of the whole colony. Wow, she sounds like Administrator Seek. Hey, could I work there with you? Well, Mars hems and haws. I suppose it is a lot of work to do alone, and I do like you. We should stick together. Whatever Mars does to pull Administrator Seek's strings works because an hour later you get a message from them on your holopalm. They're dubious that you'll be able to rise to the new responsibilities of the role, but that's nothing new. Seek is dubious about everyone and everything, but they agree Mars would be more efficient if she had someone else to keep an eye on her. Alright, open that up. Easy, easy. And then she's just... So, we're too stressed out, but I believe it's organizing and persuasion here. So that is actually really good for us in a little bit when we need to raise our persuasion. But we are going to go to the gardens to spend time with Hapapalooza. And forget a stupid memory. Your mom is tending to her garden as you relax nearby. You're both happy to leave each other alone, but you can hear her muttering to herself as she pulls weeds. Every day, she grumbles. You'd think I was never here at all with how some of these weeds grow. I thought that bringing only nice plants would mean we wouldn't have to weed as much. But these Pertumnan plants, they're unstoppable. She pulls hard on one weed, which turns out to be a huge creeping vine that yanks out a few flowers. Urgh! I just want one place in this planet that's ours. Oh, we're gonna help her pull weeds, because Mom being upset is not okay. You get down there and help your mom pull weeds for the better part of the afternoon. It's surprisingly hard work. By the end, your back and shoulders are aching and the palms of your hands are on fire. Your mom dumps a huge armful of weeds into a wheelbarrow. These all go way to the edge of the colony, she says wearily. Whatever plants these roots belong to, they're invading my garden. She turns towards the walls and yells, "You stupid pink bastards, stay out there where you belong." Oh, Mom. Telling a violent tale is actually pretty useful and one of the higher value cards that we have, but discovering can go. Bye-bye. It is early pollen. The season that kills our dad. Dad. You spot your dad looking longingly towards the forest. You ever think about what's out there, he muses? There could be anything, we don't even know. He sighs and leans on his rake. And I'm stuck here pushing dirt around. Don't worry, Dad. We'll get you out of here. We will. I'm just saying hi while I can, Mom, and then I'm gonna go get busy. This is as far as Tammy ever comes out, and it's only because Cal is there. Ah, yeah, it's pretty magical. Hey, you want to hear a fun nature fact? You recently overheard the children learning how to count by studying hop-eyes. Hop-eyes have 1 foot, and 2 tail forks, and 3 stomachs, and 4 eyes. And if you see 5 of them together, that's lucky, Cal laughs, finishing the mnemonic with you. Wait, how did they find out that hop-eyes have 3 stomachs? I don't want to know. Yay. Oh, yeah, absolutely. There's more math in growing things than you'd ever expect. Another special delivery. Oh, yay. We got a bento box from Tammy. I adore you. You're wonderful. Hey, Dis. No one sent me. I'm just hanging out with you. Nem! Nem sneezes 8 times in rapid succession as you approach. Arg! They explain. I hate this scungy pollen. How am I supposed to train like this? I totally understand. Here, I got you a Xeno egg. Whoa, this egg looks tasty, Nem explains. Wait, I can eat this, right? You absolutely can eat this, and I suggest you go right away to do so. Tanja's craning her head, looking around. What she can see of the colony from the laboratory doors. Have you seen my brother? She asked. He stormed out of class today. Again. She pinches the bridge of her nose. All I did was point out that he consistently makes the same mathematical error and offered a mnemonic to aid his memory in the future. I don't see how I'm the monster here. Have you considered maybe just being nice? Oh, I know what's out there. I've been there frequently, and she's why we need to be kind. Yeah. Mars. Oh, she's complaining about family issues because she's utterly shameless. All right, it is time to go out and about on a walkabout again. Hey, Utopia. We're sneaking out through the drain pipe. All events have respawned, and we are going to do the things. Let's go. I love that this is where it punts you out to. Because we're not supposed to be out here. Some farmland has spilled outside the walls. The fields don't look like they're doing very well. Nobody's around right now. In fact, it looks a bit abandoned. There are some meager-looking crops ready to harvest, but animals are starting to get at them. Oh, no. We're salvaging. We are salvaging. We need colony food for a worse day. You pull up a handful of wrinkly tubers. They're probably supposed to be potatoes eventually, or maybe yams? It's hard to tell. You dig around a little longer, but it's all pretty picked over. Hey. We helped. That's what matters. I just want this mush log, and then I'm leaving. As you come to a bend in the path, movement catches the corner of your eye. There's something up on top of a nearby mushroom-capped tree, and you can't quite tell what it is, but is that a person? Someone is peering over the edge of the mushroom cap above you. You can't quite see their eyes, but you get an impression of long dark hair and an enormous mocking grin. I wouldn't go that way if I were you, they warn playfully. They have a deep musical accent you don't recognize. A stranger? That's impossible. Well, it's definitely not, but we're going to ignore them. You round the bed cautiously, expecting more slapgrass like the last time. None. You advance cautiously through some thick underbrush. Suddenly, you hear the growl of a manticore practically beside you. And the next thought is, how do I get down from this tree? And shortly after that, how did I get up into this tree? You're embarrassed, but at least you've outrun the manticore, if there even was one. I can reach that without having to do that event. But if I want to get those things, I need to go through here. Okay. Geoponics engineers have set up a work site here using the robo-plow to tear up the ground and prep it for farming. You don't want them to see you. They'll send you home for sure. We could take a closer look, but I am going to sneak past them for the perception bump. Well, I don't know if they've been right so much as they may be pranking us just a little bit because it's funny. Okay. I'm gonna do this. I know. But, like, that's nearly goal at second round, so... Here's a 5. Actually, this is gonna end up being a 6. 5. Here's another 5. Here's this one. And here is a wild for another pair, which we get a little bit of an extra bump from. So that's just a super goal win. No big deal. Extra perception for us. You skulk under the trees at the edge of their operation. The loud grinding of the robo-plow hides any noise you might have made. Alright, more logs. And an egg. And Popeyes. This Popeye is acting really strange. It won't let you pass. When you walk past it, it nips painfully at your heels, but when you back off, it just stops and stares at you. Let's find out what its deal is for animal boost. Okay. If I do this and this and this, because I want this to be a 5. That's pretty good. We get a 3 of a kind and a flush. Excellent opening round. Oh, I was vibing to some music and Prima Donna, Like Me by the Struts. I've decided is Mars' theme song. Yeah, that's absolutely her theme song. Okay. This is a 5, this is a 5, this is a 1, this is a 1. Already over goal. Pair of 5s. That's a flush. Pair of 4s. Super goal. The animals. We got animals and perception. Let's go. You stop trying to get past it and just listen. Oh, you can hear little squeaking noises from nearby. It's probably warning you away from its nest. You carefully avoid the nest while speaking in soothing tones. The agitated little guardian titters warnings at you, but eventually lets you by. Heck yeah. Egg. Oh, it's disappeared. You find Dis sitting on a flat rock on a hilltop, eating a sandwich, looking totally at home, far from the colony walls. Let's join him quietly. You sit down next to Dis and get out your own lunch. Some soy cheese cubes and crackers from the cafeteria. You listen to the jungle sounds and think how nice it is to just be free and in the open, and not confined to a tiny box hurtling through space. Then quite out of the blue, the rock you're both sitting on stands up and starts to walk down the hill. Oh, okay. You crouch and look over the edge of the rock. You're a couple meters off the ground, balancing on spindly legs like a spider's. 8, 10 of them, evenly spaced. You realize the rock also has eyes at regular points, which you'd mistaken for shining black pebbles embedded in the stone. One of them swivels up to stare at you. You gulp and try not to scream. Dis gets shakily to his feet, trying to keep his balance as the creature under you slowly clambers forward. He grabs your hand to help you up. Oh yeah, it's a bravery time. Let's go. Okay. We'll do this. Perfect. This becomes a wild. Then it becomes a 2. And then we'll have some pairs, and we're already over goal. Wow, that's a big card. Expensive, but big. Yeah. We don't have to use it here if we don't want to. So if we want, we can do this. Ah, this is base value 1. That's I was confused. So yeah, here we go. $27 super goal. Pretty easy. I mean, it was an easy challenge. We got a little extra bravery for that. You swallow hard and control your fear. Barely. Actually, this is biologically fascinating. You're too busy taking mental notes about this creature's anatomy and behavior to worry about your own safety. It totters along, using its long legs to pick its way through the bushes in uneven terrain. It must have had its legs curled up under its body earlier to perfectly camouflage itself as a rock. After a minute, the creature crouches down to look at something, and the two of you jump off. You're impressed that Dis kept his cool, and you tell him so. Actually, he says, I was kind of freaking out inside. You laugh and say you were too. It's funny. Dis might suck with people, but it's kind of badass when it comes to non-people things. Oh hell yeah, we're gonna keep exploring. That was fun. That was awesome. Yeah, the stress on that card is very expensive, but oh boy, is it a big card. Ooh. What is... I have very few blue cards, which is fine. Absolutely fine, but I think I'm going to take this one this time. Stay and watch what they're doing. You stay out of sight and watch how they do it. When one tree crashes down, it almost seems like the others are wincing. It's probably just your imagination, though. They aren't planting new ones or leaving any behind. You know the mush trees regrow every year, but can they still regrow when you cut down everything like this? Even the smaller trees and bushes are getting ground up for mulch. With a scary big grinder that sounds like a roaring beast. The entire process makes you uneasy, but also proud of how industrious your colony is. This is not the way they should be logging. Ugh. Yikes. It's so bad. It's so bad, you guys. There's a mushwood log over there. Well, we'll head that direction. I think this is the last one we can do. We've seen this event before. We're gonna find something to use as an umbrella because we can. It gives us perception. And then we are too worn out to continue and we have to go home. More bravery and more perception. Perception's gonna max out so quick. Your dad comes back from work one day looking seriously under the weather. He's pale with deep circles under his eyes and he keeps sneezing. It's fine, he insists. It's just all this pollen in the air. It's gunking up the old air tubes. Do you remember hay fever, Flulu? We always got it back on Earth, too. Your mom frowns and crosses her arms. We did, she agrees, so why isn't it bothering me? You're a lot tougher than me, sweet pea, your dad says, and your mom rolls her eyes. I'm sure I just have to get used to it like you did, he continues. Maybe I'll go for a stroll outside the gates later, really get a good lungful of the stuff. I'll feel bad for a few weeks after that, I'll be fine. Your mom raises both eyebrows. Outside the gates? You? Your dad shrugs, then he falls into a fit of sneezing and can't answer. Your mom directs them to lie down on their bed. You need rest, not machismo, she scolds him. I don't have a achoo! Your dad sneezes. A macho bone in my body. Boo-foo. And I have to fertilize the corn and the pixie beans this week. Uh-huh, your mom grunts. Your dad pulls a handkerchief from his pocket and sneezes into it a few times. Big yelling honk sneezes that echo through your whole quarters. He pulls it away from his face and you can tell that something's wrong. Huh, your dad says weakly, holding the handkerchief away from his face. It's bright fuchsia pink and glittering in the light. That's weird. Then his eyes roll back in his head and his knees buckle and your mom yells for you to call Instance. Chief Engineer Instance takes your dad's vitals and gives him a cursory look over, but she seems satisfied with what she's seeing without having to do a thorough examination. The explorers have started calling this the Shimmer, she says, shining a light down your dad's throat. He's looking a little better, but not much. It's an airborne environmental toxin, likely in the pollen fog. Dad. It doesn't seem to cause long-term damage to the body, Instance explains. She gestures in the air, making notes on her hollow eye that only she can see. I've been tracking its effects for 3 seasons now. The toxin is flushed out of the body after 3 to 5 days, and it's not contagious. She looks down at your father. What that means for you, Geranium, since you're particularly susceptible to the toxin, you should be taking better pains to avoid exposure. If you must go outside during pollen, use a respirator. Your dad smiles weakly. You got it, boss, he says. Your mom smiles and puts her hand over his. As your literal boss, I'm ordering you not to come into work for the rest of the week, she says. You're on strict bed rest. She leans in to touch her forehead to his. They stay like that, smiling with relief. Even after 1 day of bed rest, your dad is looking a lot better. He's clearly anxious to get back out into the fields. You're gonna love this new crop, Ren. It's called Pixie Bean. They glow in the dark. He's already pulling on his boots. The fields look so beautiful at night. I'm happy that we finally found something that would actually grow here that isn't soy, and more soy. Dad, pixie beans are dangerous. You dreamed about these beans. They make people act all funny, then they get sick. Your dad laughs. Somebody's been reading too many weird hollow novels before bed, Rin, he says, ruffling your hair. Don't worry about it, my little tomato. I've been studying them since we landed, including eating them. He gestures broadly to himself. Look at me, I'm in great health. Your dad is acting pretty strange, but maybe it's just the Shimmer brain? You remember the pixie beans mostly affected the teenagers. You wish you could remember more. But Dad... No buts, your dad says. I'm certain that pixie beans are the future of our food supply. Even your mom agrees. You look over at your mom, trying to get her on your side. She barely looks up from her hollow screen. Oh, I'm gonna max out perception, Allison. Don't worry about that. I'm looking forward to it as well. This logging, I would say, is bad if it continued forever, but logging like that actually makes sense for a few years until the colony can employ more renewable means. The thing is about the clear-cutting method that they're using is, as much as it is a very productive method in the short term, oftentimes it doesn't stop. That's the problem. It doesn't stop. I know that they need to clear land for farming, but it's one of those things where I'm sure there would be a method that would work as well if they were... I don't know. It's a hard argument to make. Because inevitably, humans like to just expand exponentially. It makes sense in the short term, sure, but like, they should already be setting up for long-term as quickly as possible. And I know for a fact that is not on the discussion table at this point in time, even though it should be. I don't know. I don't have the answers. I'm not that smart. But it is now mid-pollen. So let's get to talking to people. Nem looks up from her holopalm and sighs dramatically as you approach. Man, I hate school learning, she exclaims, prodding at her screen. Why do I even have to do this? Trust me, you need to do this. We don't have the toughness to train, but we can talk to Dis. Dis almost completely ignores you in favor of playing a game on his holopad. Just one, he mutters, then cusses and stomps his feet as the game lets out a cheery whistle of defeat. Stupid game, Dis hisses, and he looks like he'd throw the game away if it wasn't literally attached to his hand. Hey, oh, I didn't pick up anything for him. Does he like Xeno eggs? I don't know. I suppose I could find out. He might. Let's find out. Thank you, Dis says, clearly unsure how to react. I'll, find something to do with it. Sure you will. I was thinking he might appreciate Xeno eggs, but apparently not. Your holopalm pulses with a message from Tange. Hello, Rin. If you're not occupied, could I ask for your assistance in the lab? Thank you in advance, Tangent. Typical Tange. But her asking for help is something so rare that you can't help but head over right away. You find her hunched over a spectrometer, making notes on a hall screen. Oh, you're here, she says, blinking rapidly. She looks like she's been awake for days, wrinkled, a little shiny, and with the wild-eyed look of someone who needs a cup of blep tea. I came as soon as I could. I'm researching the shimmer, the respiratory illness some people report during pollen, she says. I'm loath to admit it, but I need your assistance. They're also trying to find food that can grow well and naturally on Vertumna for long-term sustainability. Yep. They are. It's just... clear-cutting methods can do a lot of damage when there are methods that might actually contribute better. Like, I know they need the space, but at the same time. I don't have the answers. I don't. She takes 4 vials, then swabs inside and puts them in your hands. I need recent saliva samples from both you and your father, she says. There must be a reason why he's so susceptible to the shimmer and you're not. You share half your genetic code with him. There must be some marker we can compare between the 2 samples. Then, she continues, pulling another vial from a rack of test tubes, administer this to yourself, wait 3 days, and take the samples again. This test should be able to determine if anything in your body chemistry has changed. Tange looks at you very seriously, cutting through her bleary expression. There's something going on here, she whispers. Something really, really big. I began to realize this is about more than just curing a disease. She squeezes your hand so hard it almost hurts. Unlocking the secrets of the shimmer, who it affects and why, it could lead to a greater understanding of all life on Vertumna. And knowledge. Knowledge is more than power, Rin. It's control. Are you okay? You seem unhinged. Yes, they can indeed do a lot of damage. That's the point. Have you seen how invasive the plants are from the other side of the wall? It's very easy to say that from our point of view, but they did all of this cutting corners to get food as quick as possible, and still a lot of colonists, including your mother, died from starvation and exhaustion last run, so I can see why they are doing it. Let's go with aggressive rather than evasive. That's us. Yeah, we are invasive. They are aggressively trying to counteract us. I see many sides of the argument, Plague. Like, I understand why that this is the choice that they're doing it. Limited resources, for one, trying to get this done before starvation sets in. If they had not lost the initial earth dirt that they had, that they needed. Things would be better at this point because they'd still have healthy earth crops to rely on while they could more slowly examine what was edible on Vertumna. So there is a lot going on here that we don't see because, you know, our character is 12, 10 to 12, etc. But at the same time, there's a lot that a starting colony on an alien planet could do that doesn't necessarily mean that the aggressive response against their invasive behaviors would have to be like this. Like, there's a lot going on here. Okay, I'll do it. Shimmer Cure, Help Tangent, Friendship. Thank you, Tange says. I've been researching so hard I think my eyes are going to fall out of my head. And for what? Well, for the end of a debilitating disease is a pretty good reason, but Tange just shakes her head at herself before you can answer. We're at a disadvantage here, she mutters. We're fighting blind. We need to understand this planet if we're going to get it under our control. This is a problem. This right here. Problematic thinking. It's not control that we need. It's a blending of species. We need to adapt, not control. Adapt. Mr. Scrake, welcome in. I'm not saying logging is good. That's completely not my opinion. I'm saying for people who have come to a planet that is seemingly full of endless amounts of trees that regrow far faster than Earth trees, I get their point of view. What I really disagree with comes in when Lum and the Helio shows up. Oh yeah, no, Plague. We're not arguing. We're having an interesting discourse on the subject. There's no arguments here. We are, for the most part, going, oh man, the clear cutting, so bad. But like, I do understand why they're doing it in the short term. I just feel as if that was the shortcut. That they could have thought about it a little harder. I realize that they're scrambling to get certain things up and running, and they've had setbacks, but like, cutting corners is just not necessarily a good idea. Alright. We're also just gonna say hi. Yeah, you don't play. We know. We know. Not everyone in the colony is happy, Dis mutters, and his arms wrapped around himself. Everyone acts like it's because they don't want to sound ungrateful, but let's face it, it sucks here. In some ways, he's not wrong. Oh, another special delivery from Tammy. She always makes us feel so special. Nitrogen levels. Yep, we're working on it, Cal. You're a big part of that. Hey, Dad. How you feeling? Yeah, the pollen is very itchy, Dad. I'm so sorry. Mom? Your mom grunts and rubs her eyes. She doesn't get sick like other people do during pollen, but that doesn't mean it's not still a pain in the ass, as she puts it. Ugh, is that you, Rin? You should wear a mask. Masking, guys, it's very important. Even now. Mars? Still trying to figure out what her fashion is right now. Got it. Okay. Well, we are stressed to fuck. I want to go to the gardens, but at the same time, I also want to go to the lounge, because I think that might prompt us being able to do the sampling of our dad. I don't know. He's always at He's always over here. Maybe I'll just relax in the park anyway. I don't know really where that storyline goes. I know that we have to eventually get samples out. But like, where do we... Gardens to get a stronger pet? Yeah. I think that's just what we have to do. Strengthen our pet. Oh, hi, Mom. Hey, Squirt, your mom calls out to you. Don't you think it's time you started thinking about what you're going to do when you're older? You look at her confusion. Isn't she always telling you to stay in school? She chuckles. Gotta think about it sometime, kid. How about you come join your folks on the farm if you think you're up for it? I'm ready. Your mom claps you on the back. Oof, she's just as strong as she looks. Great. Come see me in geoponics when you're ready to start. It'll be more fun than wheeling dirt around, I promise. Alright. First words. Goodbye. Get out of here. Yes, it is incredibly good. If we could freaking get that instead of literally everything else. Yep. Sorry, Mom. I'm busy too. Dad? Yes, I wish you could pop them out, wash them off, and put them back in too, Dad. But, you should be wearing your mask. Where is your mask, Dad? Animals is at 50, perception's at 91, bravery's at 48. The world is magical, yes. Tammy is knitting again. I think that's adorable. Mars has an event. Okay. You know, Rin, you're all right, Mars says as you approach. You blink at her, trying to figure out what she means. You're an all right what? At your stunned silence, Mars laughs and tosses her head over her shoulder. You're all right, she repeats. You actually have good taste, unlike these other nullheads. Ever since we landed, it's been, help with this, Mars, and don't waste resources on that, Mars. It's boring. At least you understand the importance of sophistication. You shoot the breeze with Mars a bit longer. At some point, Dis skulks out of the living quarters and has to pass by you both, clearly trying not to draw your attention. Ugh, where is he going now? Mars mutters to you, then raises her voice so Dis can hear. Try not to get eaten by the aliens, she calls out to Dis. If you die out there, they can use your body for fertilizer. Don't be a waste. Shut up, Mars. Dis is cool. You say it loud enough for Dis to hear. He looks at you with wide eyes before scurrying towards the walls. Huh, Mars says with a little smile. No accounting for taste. She seems to respect that you challenged her. She watches Dis disappear from sight, then shrugs. Maybe you can get through to him. I've tried, but he doesn't care about contributing to the colony, or being popular, or earning kudos, or anything important. What do you contribute, Mars? Mars laughs and puts her hands on her hips. I contribute plenty, and you know it, Rin. People need someone to tell them what to do, don't they? Oh, Mars. Rin, come over here, Mars demands. When you do, she slings her arm around your shoulders, raises her hollow palm to take a picture. Look cool, she instructs you. I need to take a selfie with someone every day or I lose my streak. She presses her cheek against yours and purses her lips. The picture turns out okay. Mars slaps a filter on it and posts it to the colony message board. That will not make her any cooler than she is. Alright, so let's see here. We do have work in the depot, which gives organizing and persuasion, and friendship with Mars. We do have farming now, which gives us biology and toughness, and friendship with Cal. Hey, bestie. No, I'm not here. Nobody sent me. I just am your friend. Deal with it. Nem. The sports balls go sailing over your head. 4. Nem giggles as she jogs up to you. That's what they used to say on Earth when a ball would go into the crowd. I like it. Wrong sport, but sure. Tange. Yep. Maybe if you were nicer, Tangent. Maybe if you were nicer. I was going for this biology perk. So I guess I will do that, and then we'll get back to other things. You can register for engineering class now. I'm gonna register for it, but I don't care about it. Using Congruence's HoloNet scheduling system is almost a test on its own. You feel like a hacker navigating the confusing interface, but manage to add your name to the list of drop-in students. You're now eligible to join Tangent and some of the older students in engineering class. Cool. So we can now study engineering if we want to, but we've been doing biology. Actually, we might want to do biology elsewhere. I'm just double checking this. Babysitting is still an option, which would be good for us, but we can do biology on the farm. And also do toughness, which we need anyway, so... Hey, PP! Welcome in! It's lovely to see you. It might be true. I can't remember all the various sports ball quirks and traditions. It might be. So actually, this is friendship with Cal as well versus Tangent. I mean, Cal we have at 24. Tangent is at 22. I would love to do more with Nem, honestly. I am trying to get, like, everybody up a little bit, but I think this will give us the better biology bump, and it gives us toughness over reasoning. Yeah, we'll work on the farm with Mom. Mom and Dad. Keep an eye on our father. It's a proud day for your mom. You're finally following in her footsteps. She meets you at the gate to the gardens. Hello, Sprout, she says, sounding chipper. Come on, we've got a lot to cover before you'll be able to keep up with the rest of us. Finally, some real farming. Your mom shows you around the fields and the geoponics domes. You'll mostly be working in the fields with the hardier earth crops like the potatoes and the corn, as well as the native plants we've managed to cultivate. She frowns. We'll figure out how to cultivate these native plants somehow. You spend the rest of the day pulling weeds and watering plants. You're dirty up to your waist by the time you're finished, but it's good, honest work. You're proud to be able to do something that helps out the colony. Cal gives you a high five and invites you for a cool drink in the cafeteria. All the other agriculturists join you. Of all the places in the colony you've worked, geoponics is the most like a family. Maybe because they've always been your family thanks to your mom and dad. +1 for each gem on other cards. And yet, we have no gem cards. So dumb. This becomes a big straight, plus a pair here, and a pair here, and a flush. Yeah. Although... interesting. Ah. Yeah, that's good. We super gold it. That's fine. Watch this. Better super goal. I win. I win. Biology and toughness. And kudos. Nice. It is late pollen into early dust. Cal has collected a fine assortment of plastic and metal containers and assembled them into what passes for a drum set. His clattering away at them echoes through the garden. When he sees you, he twirls his drumstick and gives you a cheeky smile. What? They were just gonna get recycled anyway. Nothing, my friend, nothing. Dust is such a dry, hot season. Both suns are high in the sky, baking the usually lush Vertumnan jungle. If there's a breeze, it's warm and, you guessed it, dusty. Your parents are up every day before dawn, which comes far too early for your liking. They're usually gone by the time you wake up and home after you're asleep, so you have to visit them at work if you want to see them. Good morning, Gooseberry, your dad greets you cheerily. Have you come to see the harvest? Your mom and I are gathering crops from actual Vertumnan dirt this week. Sure, that sounds neat. He shows you around the rows of corn and beans from Earth. They all look a little yellow and scraggly, not what you'd expected, but your dad enthusiastically points out the vegetables ready to harvest. Don't forget, he tells you, the Vertumnilia Festival is coming up. There will be a talent show and a science fair. I'm sure you're eager to participate, Rin. Dad. No, I will not be running the place someday. Your mom blinks at you like she hasn't seen you in a while. Wow, you're getting big, she mutters, shaking her head in disbelief. Aw, thanks, Mom. I'm trying. Takes a while to find Dis, but when you do, you almost wish you hadn't. He's standing over the bloated body of a dead hop-eye, nudging it with a stick. When he sees you, his eyes go wide. I didn't do it, he scowls. It was like this when I found it, really. I believe you, I believe you. Nem! The sports ball goes sailing over your head. 4. Yep. You know what, Nem? Cool, thanks, Nem says, taking the egg. I guess it is my birthday this week. I kind of forgot. It is her birthday. She's early dust. We got the birthday. We've yet to give her a blobber fruit. We should do that sometime. She likes food, after all. Stop fighting with your brother, Tange. It's not worth it. You will regret this later. Tammy smiles when she sees you, then lets out a little noise of dismay. Rin, your clothes are full of holes, she says. Bring me those pants tonight and I'll mend them right up for you, okay? Absolutely. Thanks, Tammy. You're the bestest. Ooh, pretty flower. Do you really think there are aliens here? Mars asked, looking out the colony walls. Like, not the weird monster animal ones, but like human-type ones? She crosses her arms. I almost want to meet an alien just because it would be something to do. Okay. Mars is, I think, the lowest here. Yeah, she's definitely the lowest. Have a flower. She holds the flower up to look at it. A flower? A cheap gift, but I suppose it will look good in my hair. Thank you. There you go. I know it's not your birthday, but, like, have that. I'm gonna go get more biology. It's interesting how it's continuously shown that Dis doesn't wish to cause violence, but is fascinated by it, and death in general. Yep, it is interesting. Working on the farm. You're working in the garden when you hear Tammy's giggle coming from the barn where Cal keeps his strange pet. Wait, does she know about socks too? You head inside to see. Cal's kicking a sports ball around the barn, letting Socks chase it back and forth. Tammy's sitting up on one of the stalls, safely out of reach of Socks, and looks surprised when you walk in. Cal smiles. It's okay, Tammy. Rin is in on the secret too. Oh, Tammy says, giving you a shy smile. That's nice. These two are so gonna get married. Cal scoops up Socks and cradles her in his arms like a baby. She chitters and waves her legs. Wait, does she have 8 now? And her feet look more grippy, like she could stick to a wall or something. She's definitely getting longer, almost spilling out of Cal's arms. Tammy squirms uncomfortably as Cal walks over to her. Here, Tammy, touch her tummy. She loves it. Tammy doesn't look like she wants to do that at all. Do we warn Tammy that Socks bites? Do we be braver than Tammy, or do we encourage her? Are you winning? Polly, it's hard to say whether we're winning or not. Saving people's lives, yes. Winning? We'll see. It's Cal. Yeah, it's Cal and it's Tammy. Of course he told her. We know from our first run that Cal and Tammy are best friends. The fact that we saved Tammy's life means that they're still best friends. I wonder if it's more natural versus man-made violence. That is a good question when it comes to Dis's preferences, Allison. That is a good question. No, I think he's just captivated by the idea of the end and the meaninglessness of life that Dis finds interesting. He's definitely an existentialist, Plague. She bites. Yeah, we know she bites. She bit us in an earlier thing. I don't want anything bad to happen to Tammy, so I'm gonna warn her that she bites. That's terrible. I hated that. You tell her about the time Socks nipped your finger and how much it hurt. Tammy gasps and cringes away. Rin, Cal says, exasperated. It was an accident. Socks didn't mean it. At Cal's insistence, Tammy timidly extends her hand to pet Socks' belly. Oh, she says when the hand sinks into the soft fur. She's so fluffy. Cal holds Socks upside down against Tammy's sleeve, and Socks grabs on with all her feet. Look, he says. Dilly Pillars must love to climb. She's got sticky little feet now. I put a bunch of branches in her box, he tells her. It's like a jungle gym. He fishes some leaves out of his pocket and gives them to Tammy. Here, give her a treat. She'll love you forever. Tammy does, feeding Socks leaves one by one. Socks hangs on to Tammy's arm with her back legs, stuffing each leaf in her mouth with her 2 front paws until her cheeks puff up like a squirrel. See? Cal says, smiling gently at Tammy. She gives him a small smile in return. There's nothing to be scared of. I mean Tammy, not Socks. No, Socks bites. I feel bad about that, but at the same time, like, we got bit. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, this... Actually... I mean, we can do a run of 2s, but this becomes a 3, so... Still goal. We could do this, but it becomes a 2, is the problem. This is an unchangeable card. That's less points. Interesting. It's an interesting. I think this is as good as it gets. We're almost to the biology perk. And we're getting a bit of toughness too, which is very helpful for us. Alright, it's time for the festival. Let's go. It's time for the 3rd annual Vertimilia Festival. You gather with your family in the colony square. Everyone takes a seat as Governor Udicott approaches the stage. She folds her hands and serenely addresses the crowd. What a pleasure to address you all today as your governor, she says, looking as pleased as she ever does. In under 3 years, we've built a colony of which we can be truly proud. While we've suffered hardships and losses, we remain standing, as always, looking towards the future we are building together. Let us use this midsummer festival as a time to reflect on our many blessings, Udicott continues. Fresh water, good food, healthy children, and a strong community. You look around the crowd, your friends, your parents, and the other adults who have been the background radiation of your entire life. These are the closest human beings around for light years, and they're all your family. I would like to formally recognize our youngest council member ever, Utopia, representing Expeditions. Udicott gestures for Utopia and Uncle Tonin to join her on stage. Thank you, Melatonin, for your years of service as head of Expeditions. Tonin gives Utopia's shoulder a squeeze. Utopia's been ready for this since we landed. I'll be staying back to work the comms from here, so I'm always a call away if you need me. Udicott invites the rest of the council to stand and be recognized among the crowd, including your mom, who huffs in annoyance. When the applause dies down and the council sits, Utopia remains standing. Actually, Auntie Udicott, y'all mind if I just make a quick announcement? Udicott nods, and Utopia clears her throat. I just wanted to say thanks to y'all who are trusting me with this job, she says, her voice clear, ringing out over the crowd. A cheer rises from Expeditions, and she motions them all to quiet down. Uncle Tonin's left some big shoes to fill, and I'm gonna give it my best. We're fixin' to get to the bottom of what we're calling the shimmer, the sniffles folks have been getting during pollen. Utopia continues. Until we do, please keep on wearing your masks when the pollen is thick, and let the doc know if you're under the weather. She bends down to hug the governor as she leaves the stage. Thank you, Utopia, Udicott says warmly, and thank you to the rest of the council for their service. Live music starts playing and Udicott smiles, and now it's time for games and feasting. Oh no, I don't have enough creativity for the talent show this year. The crowd disperses towards the feasting table, clearing the area of chairs so the children's competitions can be held. Which will you do this year? Governor? I barely know her. It looks like the bot triathlon is all we can go for. We don't have the reasoning or the creativity for either of the others. So, the bot triathlon is go. Ooh, Com's in here. Com keeps adding complexity to his bot wrestling game. Last year was the hollow obstacle course, and this year, there's an accuracy challenge. Sink 3 baskets and you can move on to the next stage, Com says, unveiling something with a flourish. A vacuum bot with a basket tied to its head. It chirps as it stomps back and forth and the crowd cheers. You're competing against Nem and Cal. You notice they're not racing around together. Cal is playing with the vacuum bot and Nem is standing next to her brother. You're up first, though. Let's go. Do we ever learn if Utopia is related to any of the characters? Because they imply she was like a kid/teen when they left Earth. That's a good question. I'm not entirely certain. I do not have the answer, unfortunately. Let's see here. This card gets +1. So what if... Still makes it a 2. Okay. Well, we're doing a run of 3s, so it's fine. That is a 17 for round 1. Here's a pair of 5s. Here's trip 5s, but this will make it a 2 for scoring purposes. Oh, it only works on these cards, never mind. So maybe we do this instead. 21 isn't bad. And then for round 3... There we go. Double pairs. Because we get, our Hop Eye gives bonuses to pairs, so. I could actually do this, though. I like that better. Well, either way, it's a super goal and we win. We lose kudos because of Mars's ambition, but we only lost 1, not 5. And we get some toughness. You thought the accuracy portion would be harder. Those vacuum bots can be fast when they're on a mission. This one seems to get bored waiting for you to complete the obstacle course, so by the time you line up to take your shots with the sports ball, it's stopped running around and has taken to carefully vacuuming the dirt under its feet. You easily sink your baskets and move on to the wrestling competition and win by a huge margin. Nem pouts and stomps over to Com, yelling that it wasn't fair that you got it easy. She refuses to speak to you until Com sits you both down and makes you shake hands, pointing out that Nem also got hit by 5 hollow obstacles and couldn't have won anyway. Nem begrudgingly accepts your win. Nem, we're friends. Come on. After the festivities, you take time off for a much-needed, very relaxing break. Your dad sets up a slip and slide through the colony square, and everyone takes turns sliding on their stomachs and spraying water at each other. It's a lot of fun. You can feel your worries floating away in the hot dust suns. Alright, it is mid-dust. Yep, gotta worry about those nitrogen levels soon. Dad? Dad is reading a book. An actual book. Dog-eared pages and everything. In the shade of the greenhouses. He blinks up at you when your shadow falls over the pages. Oh, hey, little gooseberry, he laughs. Do you need something? Just your love and attention, Dad. Just your love and attention. Oh, Mom's in a jumpy day. We're gonna leave her be. Dis is upset at his game. I'm so sorry, Dis. I do not have the things that you like. May have to go get them. Tag, we're it. Hey, you want to train together? You used to be able to go mano-a-mano with Nem, but she's been training hard. Get your butt kicked all over the sports ball pitch. Oh, man. She leans over you while you're lying on the floor, completely gassed. You okay? She laughs. I didn't go too hard, right? Nah, Nem, you went just hard enough. Oh, yes. Nougat! Yeah, look at Nougat. So cute. Nem and Nougat are kicking up a huge cloud of dust outside the garrison, passing a sports ball back and forth and chasing each other around. Nem looks up at you as you approach and flails excitedly at you. Rin, hey, she says, jumping up and down. Look it, look it! Look! She bounces the sports ball on her knees. Look at what Nougat and me are practicing! Nem bounces the sports ball from knee to the other a few times before launching it up in the air. She crouches, leaps up after it, and spikes it with her head towards Nougat with a yell. The sports ball thuds into Nougat's chest, sending her sprawling to the dirt. For a second, you freeze, waiting for the crying to start. Instead, Nougat shrieks and laughs, clutching the ball as Nem jumps up and down and pumps her fists dramatically. 4 points for the ball not touching the ground after contact, Nem crows. The crowd goes wild. The Garrison Galaxies win again. Woo! Nougat cups her hands over her mouth, imitating the roar of the crowd. Wow, that's awesome. I know, right? Nem beams. She stands up straighter and puts her hands on her hips. I'm gonna be just as good as my big bro someday, and Nougat will too. She rubs the back of her hand across her nose, leaving a smear of dirt. Hey, you should come by the sports ball pitch sometime. I can show you some tricks. It's thunderstorming where I am right now, and the soundtrack is just perfect with the rain. Oh, heck yeah, it is. I wonder if Com was being trained to take over teaching, because Hal works with all the robots, and this shows Com can program them. Plus, he's usually involved with the kid-organized events. I actually think Com knows the robot stuff for the turrets on the walls. He was definitely training under Rhett to be a guard, or a guardian, a soldier. It's just that he is also very sports ball active, so of course he helps out with the kids. I think that's where Com's things are. What does it say here? Anemone's older brother, a young security officer who coaches sports ball. All the kids love and look up to him. Yeah, that's... He knows robots because of the automated turrets. Nem and Nougat look at you expectantly. Okay, I will. Absolutely, yes, absolutely. Yay, great, Nem says, bouncing on her feet. I can't wait. I'm so excited. Sports ball is my favorite thing on the planet. Her eyes go wide. Maybe even in the whole galaxy. Me too, Nougat yells from where she's still lying on the ground. She picks herself up and carefully puts the ball down in front of her, then kicks it to Nem. Did you see that? Nem laughs. She kicked the ball with her foot. Nougat's a natural. She's already inventing new ways to play sports ball. Future coach Nougat. Nougat puts her hands on her tiny hips. If you come to practice, you gotta play, she challenges, pointing at you. Nemi says I get to be coach, so it's my rules. You and Nem both burst out laughing. Nougat is such a little character. I love her. Look at her. She looks like Neapolitan ice cream. I could eat her up. Nom nom nom. That was awesome. That was absolutely awesome. Look at that. We are now 34 friendship. Heck yeah. Tange eyes the colony walls distrustfully. If we're to make our home here, we must be better prepared for the fact that whatever was here first will attempt to drive us out. Who's to say the aliens are not, at this very moment, preparing a second attack? You're not wrong, Tange, is the problem. You're not wrong. Tammy! Yeah, I'm sorry, Tam. Thank you for patching them up for me. You're the sweetest. We heart you. I'm gonna get that biology up, though. I am. We haven't talked to Mars. What's up, Mars? Oh, still worrying about your clothes. Okay. Cool. Let us get that biology. We're gonna work on the farm because it gives us better biology than going to class. The colony has one massive multi-purpose programmable bot. Usually, Geoponics uses it to till fields and help with the planting and harvesting. It breaks down a lot, but you kind of love it anyway. It's a big, slow friend. At one point, you kids started decorating it with stickers and your mom never stopped you. You and Cal are out in the fields where they're planting this new kind of native plant called a pixie bean. These things are incredible. They glow in the dark. Cal is in a goofy mood and doesn't want to work. You've got the robo-plow for the day, and he suggests you ride around on it. Oof. Do we ride the robo-plow, or do we just do our work? Slacking off is not an option. I mean, it is an option, but I'm not going to pick it. I would just like to hear your feedback, you guys. For those of you who are lurking, this is a lurk-friendly stream. Interacting with me is optional, but I'm glad you're here and thank you. You guys are the best. But what do we think, chat? What are the thoughts? Ride the plow, wrestle it to submission. You are the robo-wrestler. It's fair. It's fair. It's a fair point. Winter Fairy wants me to be responsible. Everybody else is like, nah, just ride around. I love the one thing everyone says about the pixie things is they're glow in the dark and not they taste good. I mean, they don't taste bad, but they also don't taste, like, amazing. But they do glow in the dark. Alright, we're riding the robo-plow, apparently. Not that we had stress, but we definitely don't now. You and Cal ride the robo-plow around. It's fun. It's nice to feel the breeze on your face all the way up here. Your mom catches you doing this and yells at you to get back to work. And she's right. As you climb down for the last time, the bot coughs and shudders to a stop. Your mom is so grumpy that she has to stop what she's doing to fix the bot. Again. You're cleaning the bot off to put it away for the night when Security Officer Rhett shows up. Hello there, children. When you're done, please deliver the MMPG to the garrison. We need it to shore up the walls tomorrow. Wait, but we need it tomorrow, Cal says. He strokes the sticker-covered flank of the bot. Are you going to bring it back after? After we're done with it, Rhett replies. You and Cal exchange a look. Working on the walls is a never-ending project. You get the feeling that if he takes the plow, you won't be getting it back anytime soon. Certainly not in time for the next harvest. I should check with my mom first. Are you sure? Rhett says. Come on, don't be childish. You can just tell her we needed it. Dang it! I don't have the persuasion. Okay, I guess you can have it. One less colony food, one more colony defense. That was the exchange. You don't really have many options here. Rhett is an adult. An adult, and chief of security. You don't feel comfortable denying him the plow. You agree to deliver the robo-plow to the garrison when you're done cleaning it up. The next day, your mom is pissed. You can hear her yelling at Rhett over her holopalm in that tone of voice like when you're watching a holovid and someone's mom uses their first, last, and middle name. You never see the roboplow in geoponics again. You don't really understand these grown-up politics, but you feel bad anyway. Yeah. That's gonna be bad. This becomes a 2. Hey, this becomes a 2. Fantastic. Here, have a double 2s. Let's do... double 4s. And then a 5. And actually... super gold that super easily. More biology for us. We get the biology perk. Now I do not need to do the biology perk anymore. Get to do other things. It is now late dust. New perk. Unlock xenobiology research in geoponics. So we have unlocked this. Hey, kiddo, your dad says, looking up from his work desk where he's dissecting a huge bell-shaped flower. Can you hand me that separator? I've really got my hands in things here. You hand him the tool, which he uses to wedge open some sort of weird stoma-like opening inside the bell. Gooey purple nectar oozes out and pools on the desk. Whoa, he exclaims. I thought I drained this little beauty. Can you get a towel, I guess? You help him mop up the flower juice. Yuck, it's sticky and smells like rotting vegetables. When you're done, he looks at you with pride. You know, I've been thinking of getting one of you kids to come help me out with researching the native plants, he says. You think you might be able to break off some time to help your old man in the lab? I know you've been studying biology, he adds. It's not as glamorous as gene tech research with instants, but it is important. He grins. Let me talk to your mom about it tonight before you go telling her. She's not a fan of alien plants, you know? If it were up to her, we'd fill these greenhouses with earth plants and nothing else. But there's gotta be more on this planet that we can cultivate. If you find any cool plants while you're exploring, bring them here and we can take a look at them. Yes. So now we can research in the lab, which gives us biology and organizing. But we're done with the biology. We have the perk. It's fabulous. I would like to finish talking to people. Let's do that first. Yes. Cal. He's banging his drums. Good for him. Dad. Hey, my cheeky tomatillo. What's up? Not much, Dad. Just love you. Mom. Your mom is hard at work. Are you even surprised anymore? She cares about these fields more than she cares about anything else. No, she cares about not starving to death more than she cares about anything else. You spot Dis hanging out in the open flatbed of one of the expedition vehicles, kicking his legs over the side. They won't let me go on expeditions yet, he grumbles. They say it's too dangerous for little kids. He scowls. I'm not little, and it's not that dangerous. They're just scared. Hey, we sneak out all the time, Dis. I don't know why you're complaining. I mean, I know you want to do it officially and all, but, like... Ooh, perception is so close if we aren't going out. When's guard duty opening up? I think when we're 14. Mars is primping on a holo screen she set up to act as a mirror. You never know when someone important is going to talk to you, she says, twisting and retwisting her hair with her finger. And no, I don't mean important like the council. Yuck. She smiles primly at you. I mean whoever's going to end up being my first kiss. I don't want them to remember that time they saw me when we were kids and I wasn't absolutely at my best. Right. Okay. Tammy. Oh, special delivery! Yum, yum, yum. Bento box time. I have seen your brother. I am not going to talk to him about it. You should be nicer. Nem. Oh, we're playing tag. Alright, cool. Let's see here. Nothing to open up. Defense training is still go. We could do defense training. Combat is still pretty low. We've opened up engineering, but we're probably never going to go to it. But we do need persuasion. We haven't really been hanging out with Tammy. Babysitting would go a long way to that. We do need empathy and creativity. but we kind of need persuasion more. Let's see here. We have 8 events and 3 collectibles remaining outside. We could just finish off perception. We have the space for that. There's, of course, biology and organizing. That would be pretty helpful for the biology, but we just got the first perk. And then there is organizing and persuasion here as well. We do have enough for another piece of cake. Buying cake early. It's late dust, which is Cal's birthday. So birthday cake. Doo-doo-doo. It's his favorite food. His favorite food on his birthday, no less. He makes grabby hands at the cake and takes a big huff of the pleasant, sugary smell with eyes slipped closed in sheer pleasure. Wow, Rin, you really are the best of the best. Here, have a piece too. Let the icing melt in your mouth and let all your worries melt away with it. Oh! The garden looks deserted, which is strange. Cal's usually here taking care of the animals or playing in the dirt or fetching things for the adults. You spot a pair of dirt-streaked legs dangling over a piece of equipment and clamber up beside Cal on the sun-warmed metal. Cal's distracted by something in his hands, but he looks up as you sit down. Oh, hey, Rin, he greets you. I didn't hear you. Dude, sorry. Look at what Tammy gave me, he says, holding out a weirdly shaped doll with green stringy hair and lopsided eyes. She's the best, he says proudly. It's so cool that she can just make stuff from what other people think is just garbo junk. He lies back against the machine and raises the doll to the sky, letting it block the sunlight from his face. Tammy's my best friend, he continues. I know we all grew up together, but, like, Tammy's really special, you know? Yeah, she really is. Cal looks pleased. I'm glad you think so. We used to play together all the time on the stratospheric, like, all the time. Man, I remember one time... Cal squints into the sun and rubs his chin. Sorry, before you got here, I was just thinking about how, when we were like 4 years old, I promised her that we would get married when we were old enough. Anemone teases me about it. She thinks it doesn't count because we were just kids, but I keep thinking about it, you know? He looks down at the doll in his hands. It's truly ugly, but maybe that's part of its charm. What do you think, Rin? Okay, as a reminder, Cal's a little bit older than us. We're 12, he's already 14. I mean, he was just recently 13, so he's not that much older, but still. People change? That's so romantic. Or Tammy, come on, I'm way better. It's romantic. 2, I ship them. Well, Mars, since it's one of us who'll be your first kiss, we've already seen you like that. That's so romantic. Cal smiles and his cheeks turn a little pink. Do you think so? Really? Oh man, He looks away from you and strokes his thumb idly over the face of the doll, where the stitching was done with a little more care. It almost looks like Tammy meant the doll to look like Cal. Well, if you squint. Thanks, Red, Cal says quietly. That means a lot. I hope she feels the same way. You and Cal spend the rest of the afternoon basking in the warm sunshine and chatting about growing up on the stratospheric. He gets a little quiet whenever Tammy comes up again, but otherwise it's a perfectly happy day. Oh, he's catching feels. They are absolutely a good match. All right. It is time to go finish up with our perception. So let us get bravery and perception and get out there and find all the things. So I got the one that's over here. We're gonna go up and around. We could do that event, but do I care enough? I'm not sure I do. This is how we get over to the other track. We've done this. Oh, hey. These guys again. We could eat some snacks, but we want the perception, so we're gonna be as quiet as possible while we watch the Unisaur here do its Unisaur thing. Alright, this can go here, and this can go here, and this can go here, and it's already an 11. Next. Okay. 6, 5, and a pair of 3s. So actually this ends up being more like that. That's already super gold, and we haven't even gotten to round 3. I could bump up the difficulty of challenges, but I don't care that much. Pair of 4s, pair of 2s. Yeah, super gold to heck. Extra perception. Yep, we just watch it. It does its thing. It sharpens its horns. It goes, takes a nap. And it de-stresses us too, so, just, you know. That was good. Right. The path here is engulfed by a dust tornado. It whirls and twirls, not showing any sign of moving away. We're gonna challenge ourselves in the dust. All right. I want this here. I want this here. I want... I actually want to do this instead. That is good. All right. Got a run of 4s. That's pretty good for us. We'll do this. That's already super gold, and we're not even in round 3. But this was an easy challenge, so I'm not worried about that. Let's see here. 6, 5, 5. No gem cards, but what I can do is this, which is still a super goal. I don't want this stress, so I'm just avoiding the stress, really. Perception 95. You shut your eyes hard against the swirling dust and somehow manage to walk in a straight line through it. Once you pass through and turn around, the dust storm settles. You wonder if walking through it somehow caused it to die down. Egg. Popeye. Popeyes are usually docile little creatures. They don't even come up to knee height. They eat grass and hop away when you come near, but something has riled this group up. You see them fighting each other, getting in close, then rolling on their backs and kicking with a big foot, punting each other up to 2 meters away. It's neat behavior, so you sit and watch until you suddenly realize you're surrounded. They've stopped fighting with each other and they're all staring at you. They pounce. All right. Ten's decent. Got a run of 4s this time. super gold in round 2. Yep, that's good. Extra toughness. And animals. Nice. Which gets us closer to the next animals bump. The cute little critter kicks you, but you kick back. You send them scurrying back off to pick on smaller creatures than you. Log. You let your mind wander as you're walking and bumble straight into a field of gelatinous blobgrass, totally transparent. The sticky fronds are hard to see, but even harder to ignore, especially once they start glomming onto your boots and slowing you down. It's like trudging through thick mud. You stubbornly decide to keep going, paying close attention to the visible signs of this blobgrass field, and there aren't many, just an absence of other vegetation. All right. Next. Okay. Pretty good. We're already at goal. Guess we're just doing pairs. Okay. Still a super goal, so easy peasy. More perception, now we've maxed it out. Nice. There it is. You can hop along from that rock to the fallen log, then climb over those old pieces of surveying equipment. You get through the villainous blobgrass. You spend a bunch of time on it, and it takes a tricky balancing, and it's tiring. But new perk, slip past all path-blocking explore events. So now I can go wherever I please without having to do all the events. Like, I can just wander past you and pick up all the stuff. I don't have to do the events now. I can look for the specific events if I want to. I think I've picked up all the collectibles now. Beautiful. Love that. Alright, we're gonna do the Hop Eye one. We're gonna walk through their territory. Because I want the animals. That's it. I just want animals. We put this here and do a pair of 6s. Next. Actually, we can do a whole set of 2s. There we go. Super gold in the second round again. Look out for gold events. They're more interesting, labeled for your convenience. Yeah, we've done all the gold events, so I just wanted the animals specific one. Okay, this is a gem card. This is a gem card. We can do a pair of 4s here. This is gonna be a 5. And then this becomes a run of 4s. which is very super gold. So we get closer to Animal's second perk as well. Yeah, we managed to get the hop eyes to back the heck down. Cool. All right. I can... What is this? Sure, we'll hike up it. We're gonna get perception, and then we're gonna resist pushing the rock down. Not today, rock. Not today. Easy. Alright. We'll do this one too. Aha! Bravery challenge! We'll get extra bravery too. You pause in your tracks, hearing an ominous sound. Shoo, shoo, shoo. It keeps getting louder and louder as you move forward. You don't see anything making the noise, but it seems to be coming from all around you. The only thing I hate is that nearly all the expeditions give you perception, so it's kind of a lost skill once you max it out. Yeah. That's why you have to find, like, the animal-specific ones and stuff. Alright, here we go. Doing a run of 2s. Not this. No. This one. Doesn't matter. This card is aging out, basically. It was great for early, but now we don't need it as much anymore. Okay. Let's see. 4, 4, 2, 2. Why is it not? There we go. Now it's properly showing how I'm scoring. Super golds in round 2, because I'm just that badass. This is a 4, this is a 4, this is a 4. Actually gonna want to put this here. I'm gonna max out my stress, so it doesn't matter either way. Like, even if that didn't max out my stress, the event itself would have, so. Yeah, it's just alien crickets. Phew! They're so tiny, but there's millions of them. They look like little blades of grass and rub their sides against stuff to make that shoo 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 noise. You tuck your pant legs into your boots and continue on your way. And now you're too worn up, so you go home. Whew! We're back! Bravery is getting close to the next perk. Animals is getting close as well. Perception's maxed. So we're good. Early wet. We will be chilling like a villain this month. You approach Nem just as she's about to bite into a sandwich the size of her head. Mom says I'm about to hit my growth spurt, she says, chewing with her mouth open. She says I got a hollow leg. Here, I got something for you. Actually, let's go check to see if, since it's wet season, the blobber fruit has spawned inside the walls. Yes! I want to see if she likes them. Excellent. Excellent. Nem scowls as she watches the rain come down. I'm gonna do it, she mutters. I don't care if my hair looks like a puffball afterwards. If that's what's gonna happen, that's what's gonna happen. Here, have this. Nem looks at the offering. Thanks. Nope, not alike. I was hoping. It is food, though. True. In-game like this, I'd like there to be associated skills that you learned once the main is maxed out. Yeah, that would be nice if they could switch that. Maybe there's a mod for that somewhere. Don't, Tange says as soon as you open your mouth to speak. She holds up one scolding finger. I'm about to make a breakthrough. Don't interrupt me unless it's serious. It is early wet, so it's actually Marzipan's birthday. Aw, Tammy, you got me a present. I don't know when her birthday is. Uh-oh. I've probably missed it this year, but I don't actually know when her birthday is. That's no good. This? No, nobody sent me. I just like you. Gal? Yep, the world is pretty magical. Dad, how you feeling? Oh, I will not take it for granted, Dad. Thank you, though. Mom? You're right, Mom. There's something I should be doing right now. I'm on it. Late pollen? Okay, yeah, I've missed it already. Mars. Yep, it's selfie day, and also it's your birthday. A birthday cake? Icing is a little uneven, Mars notes, and there are no candles. But keep practicing and you'll improve. I didn't have either of these things to give her, but there you go. And now I don't have enough kudos to get another birthday cake. Well, we tried. Okay. We're close to finishing off animals. We're close to bravery. And we have to relax. Relaxing on the walls would give us more friendship with Dis, but we've been trying to upgrade our pet. So to the gardens we go. We're gonna relax in the park. I recommend animals, bravery, and also empathy. We might work on empathy next by babysitting with Tammy. If item equals edible, Nem likes. The thing is blobber fruit is edible, and she does not like it. Like, whoops, wrong menu. She likes the eggs, but I just gave her a blobber fruit, and it did nothing but +1. So, she did not like it enough. She dislikes crystal clusters, but that's whatever. Time to chill. Yay, we're bonding with our pet. This month, you mostly just hang out in the garden and try to relax. You noodle on your holopalm, watch holovids, chat on the colony's social media, and generally enjoy your time off without worrying about what you should be doing. You can feel your hop eyes starting to trust you more. They're still pretty skittish, and you don't want to see what those claws on the end of their foot can do, but they seem a lot more relaxed in your presence. You're petting it when it starts to chitter at you in agitation. Whoops, what's wrong, Hoppapalooza? It flips over on its back and wiggles, its lighter stomach fur looking impossibly soft and enticing. Do you dare? Or is it a trap? Let's find out. Alright, 654. Because it became a red, it became a 6. What if I did this one? Okay, next. All right. Can't do a run of 2s because as soon as it turns red, it becomes a 3. Except I can set it to a 2. I did it. I did it. It is a run of 2s. Yes, we win. What, like it was hard? And we bump up animals. Broccoli, welcome in. Of course it's a trap, but it's so fluffy, how can we resist? You're too smart to fall for this trick. After a few moments, Hoppapalooza seems to lose interest. They spot a bug circling lazily overhead and flip back over onto their foot, chittering as they begin to track it with all 4 of their blinking eyes. Yes, Hop Eye 2. Less stress. Better bonuses to pairs. Giggling, goodbye. Almost got perk number 2 for animals off of that. It's mid-wet. It's mid-wet. I don't have medicinal roots. And there are no collectibles remaining, so I cannot even get them. I don't know what else dislikes. I know he doesn't like cake, so it's a problem. It's a problem, you guys. I might just have to give him a stick. What else do I have? I know that he doesn't dislike the Xeno eggs. He's just not all that interested in them, so I suppose we could give him that for his birthday. Hi, Mars. Yep, I really think there are aliens out there. I know that you want something to do, because you're, like, so totally bored, but whatever. Bravery is close. Animals. Is there something we can do in here that does animals? Shovel dirt? No, that's toughness. Work on the farm? Toughness. This is organizing. Okay. Mom? I know you're busy, Mom. I just wanted to say I love you. Dad? Running this place? No, not so much. Sorry, Dad. Dis. Not having a good day with this game. Combat training. You are correct, Broccoli. Thank you. Yes, I have learned... I have not learned it in-game, but I have been told that Dis does not like cake. I wish you could give other gear items out to people. Yes. I have so much gear I can't use because I don't have the slots for it. And yet, if I could give them away, I totally would. I would give this animal book over to either Dis or Cal, and they would be so happy. But no. Can I do that? No. Something to mod at some point. Cal's on drums today. Good, good, good. Oh, goodness. Bramble! Welcome in! Good afternoon yourself. Thank you for 11 months, by the way. You are an awesome person. Dis himself said that he didn't want cake. He said that he hates when people make any kind of fuss. This is true, but that doesn't mean he gets out of being given gifts. We're playing tag again. Okay, cool. Tange. Yes, yes, you have a breakthrough. I understand. Tammy. Oh, another tiffin box. Thank you, Tammy. You're the bestest. Okay, so I want animals, and therefore I must do this. Defense training is animals. Yep. I think this is all we have for animals, which will only give us +1, maybe +2 if we're lucky. It does give us friendship with Nem, so that's fine. Are you talking into a mirror? I'm sitting here listening to that to the awesome person. Bramble, stop that. No. Bad. Complimenting me and getting me all flustered. Stop it. The gift I give Dis is my friendship and care. He's an adorable little man who deserves to know he's loved. Exactly, Raptor. Exactly. You attend your first session of the Security Chief Rat's self-defense classes. It's a small class, mostly security officers and other adults. You and Nem are the only kids. She gives you a wink and a cheesy thumbs up as you listen to Rat rant about how everyone in the colony needs to learn self-defense. You could be walking along thinking you're safe within the walls and a flying animal could swoop out of the sky. Then what do you do? Rat chops the air with his hand. I'll tell you what you're gonna do. You're gonna chop that beast in the throat. Hi-ya! He points at the assembled class. But only if you learn what I'm about to teach you, and the only way to learn is by doing. Who wants to volunteer for the demonstration? We're gonna step forward. We're brave. We tame the beast and make it our new friend. Trav, I am absolutely on your side for that. The security chief doesn't scare you, or so you pretend. Red is like the biggest adult you know, and he's so intense. You step forward, and Red nods as he crouches down. Okay, he says, I'm a manticore stalking you through the forest. What do you do? I save Uncle Tonin. The rest of the class cheers. They've all heard of your heroic encounter with the manticore. A few of them send you some kudos. Chief Ret gives you a dark look. You got lucky, Rin. That beast could just have easily killed you both. You weren't even armed. He shakes his head. Well, that's one thing we can fix when you're ready. Once you've learned situational awareness, we'll move on to hand-to-hand self-defense, drawing on a variety of martial arts. Only when I'm confident that you're ready will we advance to weapons. There aren't that many weapons in the colony, mostly stun gloves and batons, with a few plas rifles. You hope you won't have to use them, but it'll be good to know how. Alright, defense training we go. Alright, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna go straight for the straight, because it super goals like immediately. Straight flushes, basically. I'm glad I could show you things you haven't seen, Broccoli. That's awesome. My biggest joy is when you guys come in and be like, oh my god, I haven't seen that one. Like, I know Broccoli and Raptor and Plague have all played this game way more than I have, so I'm glad that even me, who's only on their second run, can show you new things. Climb a tree, duh, manticores can't climb. Then bribe it with my lunch. How do you know they can't climb? Experience. Because I've escaped up a tree twice now from them. I'm pretty sure that's a prank on the alien person's part, Trav. Pretty sure. Is super gold that better than +5 kudos? Bramble, it really depends on what you're looking for. If you're going for the kudos so you can buy more things out of the shop, then the +5 kudos would be more important. However, super gold always gives you more skill, so I would prefer the skill. That's the trade-off, really. I played 5+ runs, so thank you. Look, you're more experienced than me, who's on run number 2. Just saying. The replayability is just chef's kiss. Aw, thank you. 5 kudos will work for exactly super goal too. That's true. If I cared. I don't. Win. I still get an extra kudo just for having the best score, but I cared more about getting my combat skill and my animal skill up. These were the important things. I get the perk, and I also got more combat, which is great. So mid-wet turns into late wet, where we give people less than the best gifts that we can give them. But we now have an additional gear slot. Fucking finally. What are we gonna put in it? Flushes, please. Now that we can. Well. Nem is still hating school. Why do you have to do this? So that you can be smart enough to not die in combat. Tange is very seriously considering a large piece of paper. One of the lab assistants told me that it's impossible to fold a piece of paper in half more than 7 times. She says, this is a myth. You can actually fold a piece of paper in half 12 times. Tange frowns. I cannot abide by these nominally more intelligent than I am passing on hearsay and urban legends as facts. It is the duty of all scientists to question what is held up as truth. We had a discussion the first time we saw this particular card from Tange, and actually the size of the paper matters to how many times you can actually fold it in half. Have an egg. Tange is surprised that you remembered her birthday. She looks dubiously at the gift for a moment, then smiles at you. You didn't have to, but thank you, Rin. Yeah. We friends, girl. We're friends. Don't forget it. Hammy. Hammy's knitting again. Ah, she's such a sweetheart. We need to give her more gifts and spend more time with her. Absolutely. Hey, Cal. Cal is sitting on the garden fence, his feet tucked into the slats, tapping away at his hollow screen. School's way more interesting when you can actually see how it matters, he says. Your mom says I can do more important stuff on the farm if I learn about crop rotation and stuff. He frowns at his hollow screen. There's more math than I thought there'd be. There's way more math in farming than you'd ever think. It is kind of dangerous. You're just not scared of anything. Have an egg. I don't have anything else to give you. Dis blinks owlishly at your gift. Is it my birthday? I almost forgot. I hate it when people make a big deal out of my birthday, but this is nice. Thank you. Yeah, I didn't get you cake because I know how much you hate it. Dad, I love you. Oh yeah, she's incredible. I mean, gross, but she's also incredible. Mom! Are you eating enough? Your mom says, looking at you critically. Drinking enough water? It's hotter here than you're used to. You have to take care of your body if you want it to take care of you. Mom? Take your advice, please? Like, seriously? Okay. Well, we have the animals perk that I wanted. Bravery will come. I need to spend more time doing empathy stuff. We're gonna babysit in the lounge and get more friendship with Tammy because we need to be more friends with her. Know what doesn't have math? Being stupid. It's the best job. Pretty sure that even has math too, Raptor. Oh, hello, Rin! Antecedent greets you. Oh, sweetheart, I'm so happy you've come back to help. You know this place well. The creche, part preschool, part all-day daycare. You practically grew up here, cared for communally while your parents worked their shifts. A few kids even live in the creche full-time. It's the way Antecedent, aka Anne, aka Antecedent, is every kid's mom. The smell of craft glue and clean blankets gives you a calming sense memory of all the happy time you spent here with your friends. Tammy is here too. One of the toddlers conked out against her chest. She looks comically petite carrying such a large kiddo, but she seems at ease here in a way you don't usually see. You're going to babysit too? She asks in an excited stage whisper. You'll love it. Suddenly, a bunch of wild hair in pink overalls runs straight into you, nearly knocking you over. Almost more kitten than kid, the child grabs at your leg and stares up at you with unblinking green eyes. Watch that one, Antecedent warns you. You remember Nougat? She's turning out to be quite the handful. Why don't you start off by getting her to go down for her nap? I think we need to wear her out by playing a game with her. That will definitely help. And we get toughness. Sports ball! She shouts and pulls an extra bouncy inflatable ball from a cubbyhole. You show Nougat how to balance it on your head and bounce it gently up and down. Of course, when she tries, she bops it with such force that it flies across the room. She chases after it, clapping excitedly. Whew. Nougat makes a beeline for some older kids who are playing with a Creato bot. She charges in to pick up the bot and hug it, causing it to flail and whirl and knock both her and itself over. By the time you get to the scene of the crime, there are tears, and other kids are upset about their broken bot. The commotion attracts the attention of Antecedent, who swoops in with hugs and tissues. Within minutes, she has it under control. Whoops, she says, hauling Nougat up onto her hip with ease. Just a little mix-up. Don't worry, everyone. Rin will get that box fixed in a jiff. She winks at you with a warm smile. Yeah, you need to keep tabs on her, but you also need to wear her out. We don't have any gem cards, but this is pretty good. Super gold that, like it was hard. If we wanted to, like... Yeah, that doesn't work. Not sure we can hit super gold dead on, but that's okay. I just want the super gold. So we've bumped empathy quite a bit. Gotten some creativity, which will help. And friendship with Tammy. It is now glow. Wherever we are, we're brave enough to run out, so that's not a big deal. Mom's gonna be like, be careful. We will be careful, Mom. Nem? Playing tag in the dark? Sure, sure, I've done that. It's pretty fun. Crystals. Dis. You find Dis illuminated by only the glow of his hollow screen. It's easier to read in the dark, he explains. There's less glare. This is the best season. Yep, it sure is. Do you like crystal clusters? Can we? Let's find out. Thanks. I'll find something to do with it. Yeah, no, it's not one of his favorites. Alright, that's fine. We don't have enough for the store, so let's go a babysitting again. Empathy and creativity is good for us. Glow time. We can't actually sneak out and explore. We've got no engineering. I mean, we haven't, but like, we can't sneak out. It's not an activity we have available to us. Sorry. Sorry, Trav. Babysitting. Most kids in the creche go home at the end of the workday to be with their parents, but some live there full time. Anne's triplets, for example, as well as orphans from the wormhole crash, and children whose parents have simply opted to have them raised communally instead. You've heard that orphanages on Earth could be troubled, but here in the creche, everyone is cared for equally. They're lucky. In a sense, in the creche, they have a huge family and so many siblings to play with. You and Tammy are putting two of the creche kids to bed. Tammy is cuddled up with one of them, reading a book out loud. Tonight's story, Tammy begins, is about a little vacuubot named Litter. One night, Litter was charging. There was a power surge in her charging station. Zap! Tammy tickles the children for emphasis. And the next morning, when Litter woke up, well, instead of cleaning, she decided to go on a grand adventure. Tammy makes the story up as she goes. She has the vacuubot venture all the way out of her geoponics dome to the other side of the colony to meet her cousin bots in engineering. But everything goes wrong, and the little vacuubot gets scared and lost. After Captain Udicott saves her and brings her back to geoponics, the little vacuum bot vows to never go exploring again and lives happily ever after. The two kids are sound asleep. Litter 5 is alive! Definitely not this one. You are so great with kids. Thanks, Rin. Tammy blushes. I can't wait to have kids of my own. I want at least 5. Maybe even more. Antecedent says I could have as many as I want, and she and the other creche parents will help raise them all together. I think I'd like that. Oh yeah, she's amazing. Alright, this is a 4. There's an opportunity here. There is definitely an opportunity here. Let's do 5s, then a wild, then a 4, and then a 4. So technically, we have 2 3-of-kinds and 2 flushes. Empathy. Empathy. We're almost to empathy bump or perk, which will give, if I remember correctly, a +1 to all social cards for scoring. Reasoning does that. The reasoning first perk does that for mental cards, and the toughness perk does that for physical cards. So
2 data points form a line, but 3 is a pattern. The colony has been on high alert, all aglow, hoping that the creatures from beyond the wall don't return for a 3rd year in a row. Surveyors keep reporting that they're seeing unusual animal activity. Even the plants seem different, they say. The new tracks that must have been left by creatures larger and heavier than you've ever seen. You and the other colonists drill evacuation plans. You're in engineering when you hear the sirens ring through the colony. You cover your ears against the noise and make your way to the nearby classroom. This is one of the assembly points, so you should be safe there, but it wasn't so safe last year for Professor Hal. What if another creature gets in? You look at Professor Hal and he looks back at you. Last year you saved his life right here. He clears his throat, visibly trying to stay calm. All right, children, he says, subconsciously touching his neck. Just remain seated. I'm so certain everything will be fine. You've been told this before. As the sirens continue, you're faced with a choice. We're sneaking. While Professor Hal's distracted, you crawl out from behind a table. What are you doing? Mars whispers angrily, but you ignore her. You creep along the back of the room, then quickly duck out the classroom door and sprint down the hall before anyone can chase you. You slow to a walk as you near the outer doors of engineering. Something doesn't feel right. You stop to listen in the dim emergency lighting and hear a metallic popping of something overhead. In the ventilation ducts? Your blood goes cold. Monsters. They're here. Professor Hal, I was here all of today. I never left. Got it? My people need me. I must go. Attack it? Scare it? Tame it? Help it escape? Interesting. I'm gonna tame it. I'm getting a new pet this year, you guys. I'm taking all the pets with me. It can become a 2. Interesting. Well, we're not having that happen. Next. +1 to challenges. +1 to challenges. This card becomes a 2. Thank you. Next. This is a pair of 6s. We can also get a pair of 4s in. Can't make that a 4, but I can make that a flush. And that's super gold. So we will bump animals skill with all of this as well. Heck yeah. You win it over by reading its body language and slowly building trust. It seems to want to join you, and you hope you'll be allowed to keep it. We got the Vricky, we got the Vricky, we got the Vricky. +1 on challenge win, +1 bonus to straights. You look up the species on your holopalm and learn that it's a Vricky, so named for the trills they make, which yours is making now, cuddling against your leg. Are neither male or female, though they do require a mate to reproduce, so it's a they, then. You decide to name it Vricky, Ricky Ticky, Bright Eyes, Squiddly Fedderson, or something else. Anyone else here read Ricky Tikki Tavi growing up? It's a pretty classic story. Just curious. Where did you get a stressful event card? From a stressful event, Broccoli. It was a sneaking out event with Dis. It was I guess you could say a boss event. We got that card from a boss event. Is that the one with the toucan? Ricky Tikki Tavi? No, I believe it's with I believe it's a story about a ferret. Yes, the ferret killing a snake. A mongoose, sorry. Mongoose and snake. You are correct. It's mongoose and snake. It's a Kipling tale from India. Because he did go to India, so that's one of the stories he wrote. Motto of the mongoose, run and find out. I remember it, yeah. It's It's classic. I mean, Kipling is now very, very classic. Has been for even when I was a kid. Kipling was classic, but yeah. Thinking of a different picture book I had as a kid. Yeah, Ricky Tikki Tavi is not. I mean, you can find versions of it with illustrations, but it is not a picture book. I don't know. I don't know why that starred. Weird. Okay. Anyways, Ricky Tikki is a reference to Ricky Tikki Tavi. Though this is more a spider mushroom than a mongoose. Um, I just picked it because it's fun to say. It is fun to say. Well, I've got Hopapalooza. Yeah, Ricky Tikki, I think, is probably my favorite. The Valiant Mongoose, your new pet, Ricky Tikki, trails happily, popping up in the air excitedly at the prospect of more food. It isn't long before the sirens turn off, ringing 3 short pulses as the all clear messages flash on your holopalm. You and the other children file out of engineering and you head back to your quarters. Your parents will want to know that you're safe. You manage to smuggle your new pet Ricky under your jacket and hide it under your bed before they arrive. Your dad gives you a big hug, but your mom slumps into a seat at the small table. It's like they were going specifically for geoponics this time, she mutters. But your dad pets your hair and shushes her. They absolutely have been trying to deal with our food source the entire time. Because if we starve to death, we'll die. I'm sure it's just bad luck, Fulu Bell, he says, but your mom shakes her head and folds her hands in front of her mouth, staring out the porthole window at the fields. Mom, Dad, I'm safe. I never left the classroom at all. I've had this pet for ages and you just never noticed. All right, we are now getting into age 13. These are all the things, all of the skills that we have leveled up. These are all the friendships that we have made along the way. Tammy and Tangent are we've been the least friendly to. We have we're up 12 kudos from last year. We're down 42 stress, and we're up loyalty as well. So we're actually more loyal than rebellious at this point. We've also contributed to the colony defenses rather than its food. Uh-oh. 2 out of 4 pets. Yes. I got extra pets, and I also upgraded my Hop Eyes. So we will have to upgrade our Ricky next. But these are all the cards that I have accumulated in that year. Let's become age 13, shall we? And now, when I run around, my pets come with me. Look at them. Look at them. They're so cute. I can turn this off, but I'm not going to. Tammy is bobbing her head along happily to music coming through her hearspeak, which she turns off as she sees you approach. Hello, Rin. I was just daydreaming. Her gaze flicks over to the geoponics domes before she gives you a distracted smile. What's up? Do you need something? We are performing an random act of kindness with her today. You start simple. You give Tammy an enormous hug, sharing the love. Tammy gets a lot of hugs, but you make sure this one feels special. She hugs you back, wiggling back and forth happily. She's surprisingly strong. Thanks, Rin, she says breathlessly as you squeeze the wind out of her a little. I really, really needed that. Oh, before you go, she adds and produces a box with a slice of cake in it from the folds of her skirt. Do you want this cake? They're so fun to make, but I need someone to help me eat them. I'll make you another on your birthday if you like, and we can trade hugs for cakes again. She's just giving me cake. I love her. I'm in love with Tammy now. Forget everybody else. I'm romancing Tammy. Clearly, all you need to do is feed me and I'm in love with you. It's fine. We can probably get one of them in time, but the fourth one, I don't think we're likely to do the right stuff to get that one, even so, doing well. By the way, I've still yet to discover how to obtain the fourth pet with all my playthroughs and watch streams. Daydreaming about something related to geoponics or someone who hangs out there. Which one are you missing? I don't know. I got third from exploring hard. No, poor Cal. But Cal loves Tammy and wants to marry her. Good luck with that. Spoilers, but the fourth is a robot. We don't have the engineering for that pet, clearly. Tammy is sitting on a little stool in the sun reading a fairy tale picture book on her holopalm. She sighs. Are you okay? What is that book about? Hey, are you okay? I'm okay, she hesitates. It's just that, look at all the pictures of these princes and princesses. Princes are always the taller ones, but I'm so big. I'm even taller than Cal. How can he be my prince if I'm bigger than him? It's true. Tammy is the tallest kid you know, taller than the boys. Even Cal, who's a year older. You know she and Cal are close friends, but you never thought of him as her prince before. Forget Gal, I like you just the way you are. Oh, I just said I was in love with her for food, but maybe I just will tell her that he just has to hit his growth spurt, because the boys stay short and then suddenly they're taller than you. Like, he will be taller than her someday. Yeah, you get it at the end of the robot work option, if I'm remembering right. We definitely won't get it in this run. Nope, nope, nope. He'll catch up. Yep, yeah. I was the tallest girl I was one of the tallest girls in my class by the end of middle school. One summer later, at the start of high school, all the boys got taller except one. I was annoyed. I used to tower over them, and they were scared of me. Well, scared of telling me how much they liked me anyway. And then they were all taller than me except one, who never managed to get taller than me. And was amused by it later. Not in 9th grade, but later. Needless to say, they do shoot up quite quick, all of a sudden. You tell her that Professor Howell said boys start puberty later than girls. Tammy is just an early bloomer. She sighs again and strokes the face of one of the princes with her finger. But I want to live happily ever after right now. Oh, Tammy. Happily ever after will happen, I promise. I'm making it my priority. Tammy presents you with a carefully folded pair of your socks. I hope you don't mind, Rin, she says. I was in the laundry room, and I noticed that your socks were starting to get some holes. You're only supposed to use the nanoprinter for things that are really important, so I figured you wouldn't mind if I fixed them the old-fashioned way. You take the socks and see they're mended now. A little ugly, but at least the holes are gone. Let me know if you have anything else you need mended. We all have to do our part. Oh, I love her. I love her so much. Okay. That was fantastic. Mars does a little twirl, showing off her shimmering dress. You wouldn't believe how many kudos I needed to use to nanoprint this dress, she says loftily. I won't even bother telling you. It would only make you jealous. Yep, you're right. Ooh, medicinal herbs. Yes. Dad! I will not forget to take care of myself, Dad. Thanks for the reminder. You as well. Mom! Hard at work as always. I miss her. I miss her so much. She's always working. Cal and Tammy are walking through the garden shoulder to shoulder. Every so often, Cal stops and points at something while Tammy smiles indulgently. They see you approach and stop walking, moving a little bit apart from each other. Cal waves at you. Hey, Rin, what's up? Oh, they didn't have to move apart because of me. I want to see them happy together. Come on, get back closer together. Bestie. Everyone is so dramatic right now. Dis mutters, kicking a rock with his hands shoved in his pockets. Who cares who said what to or whatever? It's so dumb. It is dumb. Here, does this interest you? No idea what plant. Maybe you could figure it out. Bestie. Friendo. Bit rebellious, very adventurous, kind of wild. Nem. Nem is munching on a container of cut up pieces of dust melon. My mom's kind of bossy, but she sure makes a great lunch, she says, offering you a piece. Gotta keep your strength up. Heck yeah, Nem. Heck yeah. Tange. Science is the language of all things, even on a planet such as this, Tange says. As foreign as it seems, all living things act according to their biology. Tange tilts her head. And as biology is simply applied chemistry, which is simply applied physics, this means anything that is observable, and many things that are not, are governed by the rules of mathematics, which are as elegant and as constant as when the universe began. Sure. Yeah, it's bravery. We need to dare him with bravery, but we don't have the bravery high enough quite yet. I think we need 80. So that's something we have to work on, and we will get there, but we're currently going for empathy. So let's go get empathy. I will... We're gonna just equip our pets at this point. Let's go get that empathy. I don't have organizing. Dang. You're relaxing after hours when Antecedent pops her head into the lounge. The kitchen, she announces in an artificially sweet voice, is looking for someone to help with part-time cooking duties. Someone young, someone responsible, someone organized. Someone, she stares pointedly at the teens in the room, who might have too much free time on their hands. Yeah, we're avoiding eye contact this time. Not all of them, Broccoli, but I know at the very least where this one is. It is like the second or third slot for some of these. This isn't a efficient perk run, so. Sweating away over humid food nanoprinters really isn't your thing, so you hang back. Besides, Tammy's hand shut up almost immediately. She's making little squeaking noises to try to get Antecedent's attention. She'll be perfect for it. Antecedent sighs and rubs her hands on her apron. Well, if anyone changes their mind, I could use the help. Alright, let's see here. This is a 2. This is a 2. This is a 2. Ooh. This needs to be a 2, and then we will do this. It's pretty good. We win. Not a lot of creativity, but it is some. You wake to the sound of your parents arguing in hushed tones, clearly trying not to disturb you. You blink away the sleep from your eyes, eventually remembering, wait, isn't today your 13th birthday? Where's your birthday cuddles? Your parents always make a big deal about your birthday. You peek out through the privacy curtain on your bunk and listen to their argument. You're being unreasonable, your mom says. Rin is a teenager now. You have to give any, as in them, the opportunity to take calculated risks, or they'll start acting out. That's just what being a teenager is. Going off into the wilderness isn't a calculated risk, your dad replies. It's too dangerous. It's weird to hear your parents arguing. If they ever disagree, they sort it out quietly or go to meditation. This time, they sound really upset. It's unsettling. We're going to interject. How do we want to interject? You don't need to... They glance at you. Your mom holds up her hand to silence you and goes right back to talking. Geranium, she grates. You've said yourself that we need every person out there surveying for edible native plants. You're even going yourself. Why not our child? Your dad flails his hands helplessly. Because, Flulu, because Annie's our child. It's our responsibility to keep Annie safe. Remember, our pronouns are any all. That's why it says that. Mom, Dad, it's fine. It's not that bad out there. I've been exploring outside for years now. You're not keeping anyone safe by coddling Annie. Your mom almost shouts, and your dad flinches in shock. Rin's survival depends on any understanding this planet we're living on, so you're not doing Annie or the colony any favors by pretending like it's not the case. Gosh, I love that I did that. It's so fun. Bravery. I can take care of myself. You point out that you saved Tammy's dad while sneaking out, so clearly that's proof you can handle yourself. Your dad's shoulders sag as he shakes his head. You barely even know what's out there, kiddo, he mutters. Your mom's fierce expression softens. Hey, Rin, sorry. It's your birthday today, and here we are arguing like a pair of assholes. Happy birthday. They both give you a hug. We meant to order up from the canteen and have your usual birthday breakfast, but we got to talking about how Utopia's opened up positions and expeditions for kids 13 and older, and well, that's you now. I suppose we'll have to let you spread your wings someday, your dad relents. I just feel better knowing you were safe here inside the colony walls. He gives your mom a faint smile. We decided early on to let you choose your own path in life, so if you want to join expeditions, we're behind you. Just be safe. Dad, if I'm going out there, it's because I'm saving your ass. My dad, the man who dies, is not dying this time. Okay. We still have low blues amount-wise. We're mostly heavy on red cards. We got some yellows. Okay. This is our gear. Here's what we have. I've not given this away because it's from Mom. All right. What's up, Tammy? Tammy beams as she sees you, like there's nothing better in the world than the sight of your face. Happy birthday, Rin, she exclaims. She comes in for a huge hug. She smells so nice, like vanilla and flowers, and she's really good at hugs. This is for you, Tammy says. She steps back and reaches into one of the many deep pockets of her dress, producing a little paper box. I made you this, she laughs, opening it to reveal a little snack-sized cake. It's only a soy cake, but it's a soy cake made just for you. You take a bite. Okay, it tastes just like regular soy cake, too. Tammy did what she could, but with what the colony has. Tammy watches you eat the cake with a look of delighted satisfaction. You can share it if you want, she hints, smiling sweetly. If it would make you happy. Oh, we're sharing. With Tammy? Absolutely. Oh, it's off topic, but I watched through Monster Prom series on YouTube, so I wanted to thank you for putting it there. It was fun. I'm glad. That playlist has Monster Prom 2, Summer Camp, Monster Prom 3, Road Trip, and eventually it will have Monster Prom 4, Monster Con, but that only has a demo out right now. The full game is not yet available. I love that Dad, the man who probably benefits most from you going out, is against it. Yeah. Your dad's a warrior, what can you say? Also, I started a Renowned Explorers playlist, as it is the only game of the developer Abbey Games that I didn't play. Played so much of their later games. It's a fun game, Broccoli. It's a very fun game. I played it for a little while just because it was something to play, but yeah, enjoy that. I'm terrible at the game, but I hope you enjoy. Tammy laughs. I was just kidding. I made my own, silly Billy, she says, pulling out a second box. Let's eat them together. Yeah, but you liked that we offered, so I have made more friends with Tammy over my birthday. Ridiculous. I love her so much. Yep, it's an expensive dress. Bully for you, Mars. Oh, Mom's in a jumpy mood. We will leave her be. Cal? Some people get the sniffles during pollen, Cal says. My mom says it's because your nose thinks the pollen dust is itchy, so it turns on the floodworks to wash it out. Yep, it sure does. Alright. I don't want to be like everyone else, Dis says, scowling as he watches people move around the colony. I'm not like everyone else. I'm just different. I can tell. He's not yet 13. But soon. Ah, she's sharing her dust melon again. Awesome. Ah, yes. Mathematics rules all things, according to Tangent. Okay. What's up, Dad? You find your dad... Ooh. My persuasion is not high enough for this conversation, but that's okay. You find your dad comparing some plant samples. When he sees you, he puts down the test tubes and gives you a big hug. Kiddo! He exclaims, then kneels down to look you in the eye. I've been thinking, I want to say I'm sorry your mom and I were arguing on your birthday. We disagree sometimes, just like every couple, but it's unfair that you had to see how the soy sausage gets made. Me just now realizing basically you get yearly rewards for choosing to save Tammy. Yup. Just in case you will consider to let her die next time because reasons. It's okay. He pats you on the shoulder. Thanks for saying so. You're a great kid. Your mom and I talked it out, he continues. We're both just really putting our everything into the farm right now, and it's making us kind of snappy. You don't have to worry about it, okay? He squeezes you in a hug. If you want to join Utopia's exploration team, just be careful. It's dangerous out there. I finally got another hug from my dad. I love my dad. I am considering it if I want to romance Cal. Maybe? Yeah, save her and do that empathy thing and she gives you presents. Dad is a little... still a little... finds being on the ground again a little surreal still. Alright, let's check out the options. Here are... Did I pick up the collectible? I thought I had. What is it that I have? No, I have not. Was there a collectible? I don't see anything. Huh. So we can now survey the plains, which is perception in animals. Yeah. All events have respawned for explore nearby. Okay. It is still quiet season. I would like to work on empathy. So that is what we're going to do. We cannot apply to work in the kitchen because we don't have the organizing for it, but we can continue to babysit. Just run around, collect the loot, and check for goods. For golds. I could do that, actually. I could do that. Maybe I will go present hunting. Yeah, present hunting. Let's survey the plains. For presents. This is a gold that gets us started in this area. When you boarded the expedition's autobus this morning, you didn't know what to expect. It trundled you and the other surveyors a few clicks north to the Prosaic Plains, a high flat area with cooler weather than your colony. You could barely control your excitement as you watched the landscape change, and now you're here. You're finally old enough for a real survey mission away from the colony. You greet Chief Surveyor Utopia at the depot. "This here's a plas cutter," she says, handing you one. "It's a tool for cutting and heating things. You can use it to make a fire, cauterize a wound, boil water, and to cut some materials pretty all right. You can use it for self-defense too, but I don't suggest it." "Cool fire." She laughs. "Cool it, sweets. This is a quiet area, and what we're doing, we're not supposed to be in danger. We're just gonna be taking notes and pictures, keeping track of all the flora and fauna we see. Just don't touch anything unless I ask you to take a sample. Everything is potentially dangerous. We don't know much about what's out there, which is why we need surveyors, even youngins like you." The Prosaic Plains are a sparse region. Like you can assume from the name, you can see things from a long way off. Utopia sees you squinting at the horizon. "And what are you gonna do if you see something coming for you?" Try to pet it." Utopia puts her fingers to her temples. "I'm going to hope you were joking," she sighs. Dis joins you. He must have come on an earlier autobus. "Ah, good, you're here," Utopia says, digging out another plas cutter for Dis. "You two greenhorns are with me for the foreseeable. Now, you don't gotta sniff each other's butts all the time out there, but I do expect y'all to be in yelling distance. Comms can get pretty spotty out here." You and Diz share knowing glances. You've both been sneaking out to explore long before you were officially allowed to. Utopia also hands you a surveying drone and shows you how to launch it. It'll automatically perform local scans wherever you go, though detailed scans will still need to be done manually. When you return here to the depot, it'll upload its findings to the HoloNet. Your job is to cover ground, see what's out there, and so long as it isn't dangerous, record it. She slaps you on the back. "All right, team, don't get yourselves killed out there, okay?" Done. Alright, so now I can just go running around picking up all the things. There is one back here. We got a log. Nice. I do not care. I'm here for the presents. Give me all the gifts. Nothing can hold me back. Mwahaha. Alright. We will talk to Dis, of course, because friendship. Friendship is magical. "Hey, Rin." Dis greets you cautiously as you pass on the narrow path. "Hey, do you want me to show you something?" Dis almost never makes overtures of friendship. Whatever it is, it must be pretty cool. Yeah, we're gonna be quiet and follow him, because overexuberance is not Dis's thing. You follow him for nearly half an hour. A couple of times he stops to listen for something, then continues onward, tromping through the fields of broad-topped mush trees and swaying antler ferns. After a while, you start to wonder if he's just lost. You're about to say something about it when he holds his hand up for silence and directs you to crawl under a huge mushroom. On the other side, you have a view down to one of the perfectly round ponds. Taking up most of it is an enormous xeno, its legs deep underwater. "It's a benil," Dis tells you. "They live in the swamps. You don't usually see them here." This one seems totally at home. It dips its long neck and even longer mouth into the pond, sucking up water from the bottom and spewing it out of the spout on the back of its head. The spray of the beautiful turquoise water sparkles in the sun. Tiny, colorful bird-like creatures dart around, catching the tiny fish that come spraying out. We're gonna sit and watch quietly, because we're not that dumb. I am actually curious if maxed out perception this early can screw you by making you skip certain events. Maybe. You enjoy the pretty scene together. Nice. So that did give us some amount of stress, but it was worth it. Alright, onward we go. Getting all the stuff. Oh, I think that's going back the way we came. I want to go forward. Acquire all goods. No, I'm going back the way I came. Ah, I need to go that way. I've never had this much freedom of movement. Mushwood log. Anything up here? No. Flower, flower. Crystals. More wildlife if I want it. Oh, there it is. And this is the boss event, so I can just go directly to boss. Boss event will likely kick me back to the colony. Missed a log? Where? It's pretty sure I got it. Oh, I found it? Yeah. I was like, I ended up backtracking a little bit because I was like, wait, which direction did I come from? So I usually max out perception early as I love exploring, so I just start searching for events sometime. Yeah. There's a deep, perfectly circular pond here filled with clear crystalline water. Small, transparent creatures like jellyfish bob around in it, rippling with iridescence. Dis is with you and in a characteristically bad mood. Despite the jaw-dropping beauty of your surroundings, he plops grumpily down on the bluff to watch the water. We're gonna watch with him. You aren't watching for long when a tentacle reaches up and plucks one of the jellyfish from the swarm, dragging it down into the depths. Some massive Xeno must live at the bottom of this pond. Fascinating. As you watch, it plucks two more. It seems to prefer the larger, older ones. Maybe it's like a farmer tending to its flock, or just a very sneaky predator. You take some notes, particularly that you should think twice about swimming in any of these ponds. What do we think? Do we go swimming anyway? Do we take a nap? Do we stay clear? Cough, go swimming. No, we ain't afraid of no tentacles. Winterfairy's like, no, stay clear. That's part of why I liked my no augments run, as augments didn't screw up pacing of the game. That's fair. Pretty sure it's not a catchable pet, if that's any help. I'm pretty sure it's not either. Sure, they're friendly tentacles. Go swimming it is. When you were very young, you learned to swim through the air in 0G. Swimming in water is different, but some of the principles are the same, so you get the hang of it quickly. It's invigorating. You stay near the shore and let the jellyfish tickle your feet. It's going great until a tentacle grabs your ankles and everything goes terribly wrong. You flail your arms, fighting the gentle pull of the tentacle. Dis watches from the shoreline. You think he's frozen in shock. When you call for help, he only frowns in thought. Dis, help! He moves closer to the pool. Panic doesn't help, he mutters. Calm down, just calm down, see? You stop flailing, and the tentacle stops pulling. See, it's not pulling you under. It's just checking you out. After a while, the tentacle releases you and you disappears into the depths. This helps fish you out of the deceptively deep pool and helps wring out your clothes. Let's say nothing. Don't do that again, Dis says, sounding furious, actually. If you drowned in there, it would have been my fault. Don't ever do that again. Well, you do care. You realize he's upset because he cares about you. In his way, you mumble a thank you and grab a towel to dry off. We're gonna go home, because I don't want to max out my stress here, so we're gonna go home. But he does care. Yay! So we just did a lot for animals, basically. And our friendship with Dis, which is really healthy now. Love that. It is now late quiet. Thank you, next. Okay. Hey. Yeah, I don't want you to be like everyone else either, so that works for both of us. Nem? How's it going? Nem is sitting in the sports ball dugout, her feet propped up on the bench. Hey, Rin. What's up? It's not your birthday yet. We have just enough for another piece of cake, though, which is good. Oh, no. You find Tange leaning against the wall of the laboratory, looking out into the hustle and bustle of the colony. Auntie Cedant tried to talk to me about puberty today, she says, rolling her eyes. It was a pleasure to tell her that I seem to be suffering no ill effects from the malady. She crosses her arms and shrugs dismissively. Perhaps there is a limit to genetic recombination therapy, as I do not seem to be undergoing the effects common among those who are born to this array of hormones. I should advise Chief Engineer Instance. Yeah, I have many sticks to give a pupper. That's all. Oh, she's daydreaming again today. About a boy. About a very sweet boy. Yep. Some people get the sniffles. Mom's in a jumpy mood. But Dad? Dad doesn't have time to chat, but he does wave hello, except we're gonna come help him with the animals. So... Your dad is running some kind of test on the Trippets. He's playing different chords and trying to see if they have language or are just making instinctive animal calls. You help him by holding up random objects and trying to determine if their sound map to any understanding of what they're seeing. They're either saying kill all humans or linguini sports ball, your dad says, staring at the readout on his holopalm. I just can't be sure. Well, that's not terrifying or anything. Okay. Mars. How's it going? Mars is frowning intently at her holopalm, typing a new message. Oh, excuse me, Rin. I just have to clear something up. She says, sparing you a look. Anemone posted her answers to the Everything About You survey on the colony message board. She said that she thinks her brother Calm is the coolest person in the colony. Mars rolls her eyes, as if Calm is like one of the hottest, but he's not sophisticated. Sure, Mars. That's what she was talking about. Alright. We're gonna buy more cake, because we can afford it. So that I can give presents to people. I'm gonna give cake for birthdays this year. Alright, we were working on empathy. But I need all presents, so the planes have no collectibles, but the nearbys do. So we're collecting all the things. Your dad could ask Disc for help understanding. I'm not entirely convinced that he doesn't have mild psychic ability. That's for sure. Utopia is working near the gates. This area has been deemed safe enough for kids to go for a hike, so long as you're back before dark and never go out during glow. There ain't a lot to see out there, she says. A logging camp, a few fields, some nice lookouts. You've been out here before, but that was when you weren't supposed to, so you let her give you her advice anyway. Keep your eyes peeled for useful things like that there mushwood log. She points to a light, sturdy piece of wood by the side of the road. Lumber carrier must have dropped it. It's fairly safe out there, but don't mean totally safe, she cautions. Don't go too far, and if you see anything that's what scares you, run like heck and make a ton of noise. She helps tighten the straps of your backpack. What you hoping to see out there, sweets? Stuff to collect. Utopia laughs. Take nothing but photos, leave nothing but footprints, she teases. Suppose it's different on a brand new planet like this one. We actually do need samples of basically everything, especially stuff that might be edible. She slaps you on the back. Things regrow pretty wild out there, she adds. If you picked up a place clean, give it a year. Bet it'll look like you were never there at all. Yes, the plants are working very hard to make that happen, actually. I'm just gonna pick up all the things. Hello. Pick up all the things. Pick up all the things. There's gonna be such a happy pupper when I have all the sticks. And he's gonna go, yes, all the sticks, please. And I'm gonna go, yes, I have all the sticks. Here, have all the sticks. Pick up all the things, all the things, all the things. Alright, this is the boss event, but I have not picked up all the things yet, so we will wait a moment on that one. Medicinal roots up the wazoo, which is fantastic, because I need all of them. Alright, I think that's everything. We've been back there. I could get more animals with the hop eye. If I wanted to. And the Unisaur. Just double checking that I've picked up all the things. I don't see anything. Does anybody else see anything? Ooh, try out the event with a picture. That's a big critter. We've done the Unisaur event. We've done the hop eye event. Yeah, I have seen it. Everything I do is stress. Like, if I do any events, it's stress. But the boss event can kick me back out to the village with just the stress for that particular event. I'm at a nice level of stress. Nice. But yeah, I'm just double checking that I have all the collectibles. It looks like I do. Okay, we're just gonna go do the boss event and then go back to the colony. No, Unisaur de-stresses you? Ah, that's true. I could get a little less stress. Okay, I'll do the less stress. We're gonna be as quiet as possible. We can attack it, but we're not gonna because we're not stupid. Alright. This becomes a 2, and then it becomes a 3. This becomes... no. What we can do is this instead. Yeah. Next round. Okay. 6, 5... We can do a pair of 6s, a 5, and a 4. Which is super gold on the second round. Yeah, there are several hop eye events. Yeah. We're not using this card because it will stress us out. There we go. That's pretty good. Win! So we settle in, which gives us animals. It does its stuff. It does more stuff, which gives us more animals. We stopped being stressed because Vertumna is a magical place, but we still gain stress from it, but we've almost maxed out animals. I suppose I could do the Hop Eye event to max out animals, since we now have a little bit more space in the stress. We're gonna walk through their territory while they're playing. That's a pretty good opener. Hey, look, it's a lot of twos. Could also do this, I suppose. Six, 5, 5. Here we go. That one's better. We win. More animals, not quite maxed. But that does give us a little bit of stress, and if there are any other animal events specifically, I could possibly max this out. Oh, it only needs a point, so literally leaving this area might actually do it. Not even gonna joke. Alright, let's get back to the boss event and have it kick us out to the map. Like, we could leave right now, but we may as well not miss out on the boss event if we can help it. So... you spot the most spectacular flower you've ever seen. It's nearly a meter wide, all beautiful pinks and glittering rainbow hues, like a powdery oil slick when the wind rustles. The shimmer is breathtaking. You need to have it for... we know better than to touch it. This is terrible. This is terrible. This I could understand, but we know better than to touch it. Smart. You resist the flower's allure. Let's go home. Alright, we're back. We get bravery and perception. We're so close to animals. It's ridiculous. Alright, it's early pollen. Nem is sharing her food again. It's her birthday is early dust, so we could... do you like logs? I wonder. Not much. Okay. We know Tange doesn't. Tange is working in the lab taking notes on a vibrant Vertumnan species, or specimen. Chief Engineer Instance allowed me a great deal of intellectual freedom, she says. She does not see my age as an impediment to my contributions. In fact, she celebrates my youth. She says that it is the old who should look to the young for guidance, as we are unburdened by tradition. Tange allows herself a rare smile. In some ways, she is the mother I've always wanted, she adds quietly. My own mother was burdened by many things. That is true. Have a flower. I hope you find it useful. Yummy! Oh, she fixed our socks again. And for that, she gets a flower. Yellow is her favorite color, so she gets a flower too. Hey, cow! Yep, some people get the sniffles. I know. Oh, hey. Mom is hard at work. We will leave her to it. Dad. Your dad is sniffling and sneezing pretty bad this morning. He collapsed around this time last year, so you've been feeling anxious about his health, especially now that the pollen is back. He's working hard in the fields, respirator hanging from his neck as he grunts and shovels dirt into a wheelbarrow. He sees you coming, stands up straight, coughing a little as he stretches his back. Hey, kiddo, what brings you out here? Dad, you have to wear your respirator. Your dad makes blah 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 motions with his hands. I do. Don't look at me like that. I'm just getting some fresh air. It's hard to breathe with that thing on. I'm racing to get these pixie beans in the ground, he continues. We're all set to have a great harvest in time for Vertumnilia. He leans on his shovel, tucking one foot behind the other and rocking back and forth. Truth is, I've been working like a dog. I'd love to get out of here for a while. Hey, what do you say you and I go for a little walk? He says, brightening. I know you don't get outside the walls much. We could do a little nature walk. I study the plants the foragers bring back, but I've never really seen them in the wild. Sounds great, Dad. Awesome. I knew you'd pick up what I'm throwing down. Your mom doesn't see the draw, he continues, flipping a shovel up onto his shoulder and picking his way carefully out of the turned fields. She likes what she can control, you know, but there's a whole planet out there and I want to go explore. He stops and doubles over, suddenly racked with a coughing fit that makes him unable to speak. He tries a few minutes to catch his breath, but each time he just starts coughing harder. The pink pollen in the air swirls and eddies around you both. A walk will do you good. You and your dad check in at the gates to let them know that you'll be going for a walk, and you set off into the nearby forest. Your dad's rarely been outside the walls, but he looks so at home out here. He keeps pointing out strange bugs and plants. Look, Rin, he calls to you, and you find him looking through 2 holes in a massive leaf like he's wearing a frilly mask. I'm a manticore, rawr! You explore the furthest reaches of the colony-controlled wilderness. First sun is starting to set, and it's getting chilly. You're a long way from the safety of the colony gates. Hey, what's over down this way? Your dad asks, heading into the deeper wilds. This is somewhere you're not supposed to go by yourself, but it's with your dad, so it's probably fine. Let's check it out, Dad. Back into our rebellion phase. You and your dad start bushwhacking through the overgrown fungus, but you don't get very far before a priority message hijacks your holopalms. It's Utopia from Expeditions. She's the one you checked in with earlier. Geranium, are you out there? Our holo positioning has you a long way from the colony. Do you need assistance? No, we're doing fine. Thank you, Utopia, your dad replies. Utopia gives him directions back to the colony and signs off, and your dad gives you a big grin like your co-conspirators. Busted, he says, hopping down the slope towards you. All right, let's head back. Big Expeditions doesn't want us to know the truth, I guess. The truth about what, Dad? You're walking back when your dad has another deep, spasming coughing fit. You're worried he's going to collapse again and you'll have to carry him back the rest of the way, but he manages to get it under control. The whole forest is completely quiet for minutes, spooked by his racking cough. Whoo, he says, his eyes red-rimmed and streaming from irritation. Can't wait until Instance figures out the treatment for this shimmer thing. She says maybe next year. Maybe the one after that. I'm gonna be first in line, you bet. Dad. He should have been wearing his respirator more. Okay. Unfortunately, I think I should wrap it up here. We'll have to figure out what we're doing next time. It's been good. Let's get in a cheeky save, because all my saves are cheeky. This is stream 15. Nice. Let us go. But yeah, that's it for us today, you guys. I'm May, and I stream Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern US time. And if that's not your time zone, please put a follow, turn on notifications, either here on Twitch or over on Blue Sky. Either way, or preferably both, you will get notifications that I have gone live. And over on Blue Sky, you can come tell me about your run-through in the game, what you've liked about my run-through in the game. Anything and everything, your interests, my interests, whatever you'd like, whatever I've liked, whatever everyone's liked. Please, come talk to me on Blue Sky. I'm very bad at social media. I need help. If you've missed anything from my first run or this run, the playlist is up on YouTube. Subscribe and ring the bell to know when today's VOD goes live, and this is my way of giving back to you. So anytime, day or night, you have at least my company, if nobody else's, and you can enjoy what other games I've streamed on there as well in handy-dandy playlists just for you guys. With all that being said, we like to raid our friends. Here's my raid message. If you want to spice it up with any love, heart, or raid emojis you have available to you from other places, please feel free. We're all in this Twitch family together. Let's find out who I am going to go raid today. Ooh. I have options, so let's go raid Great Kraken, aka Paul. He is a Northern Irish streamer. His chat is very cool. He's playing Mass Effect Legendary Edition today. And he's always a great chill time when I can catch him. So we're gonna raid him today. This is the middle of my stream week and a lot of your middle of the week for work. I hope that you guys have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday, however much of it is left. And if you're over on YouTube watching this on any day but a Wednesday, I hope the rest of your day is fantastic as well. Needless to say, I will be back tomorrow live with more something if you're on YouTube, or if you're here already live, Exocolonist will be on my list tomorrow. Until then, you guys, take care. But we raid in 3, 2, 1. Bye, everyone.